Yo, it's your boy Shanur, bro. So this the second part of the YoungBoy documentary. Originally I uploaded it and all that, but it got hit for copyright, and I thought they was gonna cut out 2 minutes of academic stuff. These academics, whatever these academics had in the video, I can't remember right now. But I told YouTube people to, because it's on here where you can automatically just cut it out and you don't have to re-upload it and all that other stuff. These folks cut out over 2 hours and like 15 minutes or something like that. So I'm gonna re-upload it and not do nothing to it. I'm not gonna be getting paid from the video, so just leave a like and watch it all the way through. Least you can do for your boy Snore. Put it on right before you go to sleep. Okay, we had part 2. Shout out to the people. We didn't get the 5,000 likes I was kind of hoping for. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for cause y'all watched a long time and I appreciate that shit. What was the watch time on that? It was an hour actually. I asked y'all for an hour and y'all gave me an hour. I appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's see if we can duplicate that on this one. 5,000 likes again. What I first do is gonna get into it. I ain't with all that talking, big bro.
Breaking records
I ain't with all that talking, big bro.
Living the high life, albeit
what are
often
you?
on
What are you trying to do?
His enemies in Baton Rouge were continuing the long-running gang conflict, with rappers and shooters affiliated with TBG, Top Boy Gorilla, relentless on their search to harm NBA or 4K Trey members, all in a quest to avenge the deaths of G Money and Boulevard Quick. One of the most prominent rappers and shooters was a TBG affiliate known as Lit YOSHI, who'd already been rumoured to have played a role in the murder of YoungBoy's manager Big Dump, and subsequently even released numerous songs claiming to have smoked him. Lit YOSHI was truly a loose cannon, and wanted all of Baton Rouge to know just how savage he was in the streets. He appeared on the song with fellow TBG affiliate Seven Hardaway, the track Yo Hardaway, a song where he shocked fans with an outlandish lyric where he claimed, "Bitch, you know I'm evil, I'll step on Jesus." In the very same song, Hardaway disses YoungBoy by rapping, "For a Trey 8 baby, I got 38 cradles," and reminding him of that ill-fated shootout in Miami by rapping, "You will never make your show cause we might kill you for rehearsal." Members from TBG were still attacking the NBA crew and their affiliates, whether on songs or in the actual streets. According to documents later revealed in court, Lit YOSHI was connected to a February 2019 shooting at
I don't know if the rehearsal one was crazier than the cradle one, or the cradle one was crazier than the rehearsal one. Both of them was some shit. God damn. I don't know what to say, bro. Do not know what to say.
A house associated with BBG members, BBG being the crew that YoungBoy's cousin Boozilla famously repped heavily before NBA became famous. 2 months later, YOSHI would allegedly strike again. On the 10th of April 2019, police would be seen securing a crime scene on a stretch of Highland Road in Baton Rouge. The police would initially attempt to keep details of the incident secret. However, court documents would later reveal that Lit YOSHI was accused of performing a drive-by on that street, with 4 people being hit by a shooter firing an assault rifle at them outside of a convenience store. But the really crazy thing is that after these 2 shootings, YOSHI would still evade arrest, and only a month after this alleged quadruple attempted murder, Lit YOSHI would then be connected to the shootout targeting YoungBoy outside the Trump Hotel in Miami, with an innocent bystander unfortunately losing their life. However, thankfully, authorities would eventually put together their case and take YOSHI off the streets. 4 months after the Trump Hotel shooting in September 2019, YOSHI would be rapping on the song Blasting, all about hitting people with bullets so hard they'll think they're 7.62s. 3 months after that, in December 2019, he would be arrested by authorities in connection to the April 2019 quadruple shooting, as detectives revealed that both the 7.62 cartridge was apparently found at the scene and that the victim of the drive-by identified YOSHI as the shooter. With all of this evidence landing Lit YOSHI, real name Myoshi Edwards, to eventually be charged with 4 counts of attempted murder over the incident, with police also claiming that ballistics proved that the same gun was used in the February 2019 shooting at the 3000 block of Crestwood Street, the known BBG house. The cops would describe YOSHI as a TBG enforcer.
Damn. Nah, I ain't no motherfucking genius. Well, I think them shits are harder to come by in the streets. I don't fucking know. But I always thought when you do some crazy shit with your shit, it's like out of commission. It gets sold for cheap. All that good shit. That's an argument. Well, you bought it from? Never mind. I just played it out of my head. But anyway, I always thought you do some crazy shit with the motherfuckers. You know, you got them dispose of it. That nigga kept it. That's what they said. He kept it and got pulled over with it. Then they did the little shot test on him. I don't know what the fuck they do. I think they shoot it in water or some shit, and then trace it up with the shit they found on the scene. Every barrel got some fingerprint shit. It's ballistics. So, this shit crazy.
And even claimed publicly that Yoshi was a suspect in numerous murders prior to these charges. But in an insane turn of fate, despite the apparent danger that Lit Yoshi clearly posed to the community, Baton Rouge authorities did not keep him locked up, and within a week of the public learning of his arrest, Lit Yoshi was miraculously bailed out, to which he would celebrate by dropping a music video for a new song titled First Day Out. The music video starts with a menacing intro taken from a YouTube documentary, where a computer-generated voice lists the charges that Yoshi was arrested for, with this being followed by a real-life shot of him walking out of the same jail that YoungBoy has walked out of so many times before. The song itself is mostly Yoshi taunting.
A whole lot of niggas done walked out that bitch. I don't know why you just named one motherfucker. Shit, Boosie done walked out that bitch. Kevin Gates done walked out that bitch. Goddamn. Or for a small city, them niggas are really fucking famous as fuck, bro. What? Everybody says a small city. Them niggas got LSU. And that is not. And let me just leave alone the list of rappers they got. Hold on. I realize people didn't want to tune in to a nigga eating. My bad. But anyway. Let me not list the list of rappers they got. But like they street motherfuckers just like the regular street niggas. Famous as fuck too. No feel them niggas done walked out that bitch. Goddamn, they got LSU in their backyard. How many motherfuckers done went there? I mean, stars just went there. And I heard that bitch smack dab in the hood too. Like, you can get your issue 2 blocks away. Hell, probably the same street, too. Like, but... Anybody know anything about college campuses? Them bitches protected. But anyway. Hell yeah. Goddamn.
His ops, with some incredibly incriminating lyrics given the charges, such as Yoshi telling the listeners how he still has the same Glock that made him drop, and how he still gets a drop on all the ops and continues spinning their blocks. The brazenness of the song wasn't lost on the fans, who would clown him in the comments for self-snitching, imagining his lawyer listening to the song and immediately having a heart attack. And despite the incredibly serious charges that Yoshi was facing, he would seemingly make no efforts to slow down or stop his street habits. However, while that Yoshi was causing chaos in Baton Rouge and finessing his way out of trouble, the deadly gang war would continue to play out in the streets. On the 22nd of March 2020, a shooting would occur at the family home of an NBA affiliate. 37-year-old Travis Parker, known in the streets as T-Baby or T-Main, who some have claimed was the brother-in-law of the late Big Dump, would be shot and killed in his home, while a 62-year-old woman believed to be his mother would be wounded but fortunately survived. T-Baby was apparently a close friend of NBA 4K Trey affiliate YMM Captain, and they had been seen pictured together in slime green bandanas. People on social media would identify their close friendship and work out that TBG rival Fredo Bang had seemingly been trolling Captain by liking his tribute post to T-Baby on Instagram. Unfortunately for Fredo Bang, exactly a week later the tables would turn, and he would end up grieving the loss of his own friend. On Sunday, the 29th of March 2020, a man was found shot to dead in front of a food mart in Baton Rouge. Police would reveal the name of the deceased man as 36-year-old Jason Nixon, with a gun violence memorial website confirming that he was a TBG affiliate who went by the name Dutch. Dutch was apparently an older and well-respected member of TBG, and he could often be seen hanging around other TBG artists like Fredo Bang, Lit YOSHI, and Boulevard Sleepy, including appearing in the music video for Lit YOSHI's song First Day Out, and TBG members would seemingly turn out to show love at his funeral. TBG rapper Seven Hardaway was a close friend of TBG Dutch, and he mourned the death of his friend by posting a photo of him on his IG story, along with the ominous song War Baby by Roddy Ricch, a track which discusses the trauma of growing up in a war zone where you have to slide on the sliders. Then, a few months later, Hardaway would release a heartfelt song titled Pain, where he reminisces all about his fallen friends, including TBG Dutch. But while TBG affiliates were posting tributes to Dutch, NBA and 4K Trey affiliates were seemingly dissing him, with Baby Joe making an Instagram story making fun of TBG members whose feelings would have been hurt over Dutch's death. Also in March 2020, Lit YOSHI and NBA Michi Baby would go back and forth on social media, after it was rumored that Michi had been a target of one of YOSHI's shootings and was potentially planning to testify. Fredo Bang and YOSHI would post an image to Instagram apparently showing a letter that Michi had received from the authorities, informing him that he was formally listed as a victim in a shooting case and that he would need to go to court and appear as a witness. However, this letter didn't have any kind of indication that he was a cooperating witness, and it seems to me, simply put, that the feds identified him as being shot or being shot at and are simply hoping that he will turn up to court and give evidence, with Michi taking to IG himself to claim that he did receive a letter from the cops, but that he had no intention of taking the stand and that the letter wasn't even addressed to him personally.
Stupid. Y'all better go read that f***ing paper. I got told on somebody. Stupid is lit. The paper is on Instagram. Read the f***ing paper. Stupid. The f*** I told on my. You don't see no statement with Lawrence Wilson back. Ain't my f***ing name and ain't my f***ing address. Those stupid over sound me too. Bitch, read the shit. Them cheering. Y'all this boy. Cheering. Cheering. Read. What he said? I told on. Oh, bitch. They was up. It's the
snitch allegations, bruh. Snitch allegations is right next to the gay allegations. Like, it's up there. Just to kind of put it in perspective of why this nigga so mad. Y'all heard the tone in this nigga voice? Bitch, read the paper. He got turned. Bruh, just listen. We just gonna run it back.
Hardaway would release a heartfelt song titled Pain, where he reminisces all about his fallen friends, including TBG Dutch. But while TBG affiliates were posting tributes to Dutch, NBA and 4K Trey affiliates were seemingly dissing him, with Baby Joe making an Instagram story making fun of TBG members whose feelings would have been hurt over Dutch's death. Also in March 2020, Lit YOSHI and NBA Michi Baby would go back and forth on social media, after it was rumored that Michi had been a target of one of YOSHI's shootings and was potentially planning to testify. Fredo Bang and YOSHI would post an image to Instagram apparently showing a letter that Michi had received from the authorities, informing him that he was formally listed as a victim in a shooting case and that he would need to go to court and appear as a witness. However, this letter didn't have any kind of indication that he was a cooperating witness, and it seems to me, simply put, that the feds identified him as being shot or being shot at and are simply hoping that he will turn up to court and give evidence, with Michi taking to IG himself to claim that he did receive a letter from the cops, but that he had no intention of taking the stand and that the letter wasn't even addressed to him personally.
Stupid. Y'all better go read that f***ing paper. I got told on somebody. Stupid is lit. The paper is on Instagram. Read the f***ing paper. Stupid. The f*** I told on my. You don't see no statement with Lawrence Wilson back. Ain't my f***ing name and ain't my f***ing address. Those stupid over sound me too. Bitch, read the them turn. Y'all this boy. Turn. Let's turn. Read. What he said? I told him. Oh, bitch. They was me up. It's the piece of paper. Didn't say.
That shit running their blood, huh? They get loud and shit. Oh, shit. That shit must run in the fucking blood or something, bro. Man, you stupid bitch.
Done and flow. Big dog, man. Hey, that say done and flow.
He would go on to admit that YOSHI did shoot at him and that the cops took him to jail and then sent him the letter.
Shot at me, and the people they sent a piece of paper to my house. They sent a piece of paper to my house.
He didn't say nobody, like, he didn't clarify who shot at him. But when you briefly broke in and said, well, just pay attention. It's kind of misleading in a way. That you saying Michi is confirming that YOSHI shot at him with that. Nigga shot at me. That's very vague as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
A Michi baby would go back and forth on social media after it was rumored that Michi.
You know what I'm saying? If you would have showed in the live where he indicated at that or hinted towards that, then I'm a little bit more comfortable with you saying, oh, he said he shot at him. Like, what the fuck?
Had been a target of one of YOSHI's shootings and was potentially planning to testify. Fredo Bang and YOSHI would post an image to Instagram apparently showing a letter that Michi had received from the authorities, informing him that he was formally listed as a victim in a shooting case and that he would need to go to court and appear as a witness. However, this letter didn't have any kind of indication that he was a cooperating witness, and it seems to me, simply put, that the feds identified him as being shot or being shot at and are simply hoping that he will turn up to court and give evidence, with Michi taking to IG himself to claim that he did receive a letter from the cops, but that he had no intention of taking the stand, and that the letter wasn't even addressed to him personally.
Stupid. Y'all better go read that fucking paper. I got told on somebody. Stupid is lit. The stupid. And ain't my fucking address. This boy. Oh, bitch. They was me up. It's the piece of paper. Didn't say done and flow. Big dog, man. Hey, that say done and flow.
He would go on to admit that YOSHI did shoot at him and that the cops took him to jail and then sent him the letter.
Shot at me, and the people they sent a piece of paper to my house. They sent a piece of paper to my house. They shot at me, I ain't leave that. The police pulled up, I went to jail at night and everything, man. Stop playing with me, man.
However, that didn't stop YOSHI, who would continue to mock Michi on Instagram, even tagging him directly in a post, asking him not to come to court on him. And he would also post another story calling Michi an informant just because he received that letter and saying that they have no evidence on YOSHI, and that he's being taken to court purely because of Michi's statement, and suggesting that Michi did this to get off probation himself.
Get on here, talk about some fake. Yeah, stop playing. That's the paper that came to your front door. Playing. MBA Michi is a rat. You heard what I said? That ain't the paperwork saying exactly what he said, but that's the paperwork saying that you's a victim. You said something and they need you to back up on my court date because they don't have nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? They only got probation for 5 years, 10 years in jail if you get caught with a gun. You just got out. You swapped me out, huh? Yeah, you made a deal with the people and swapped me out for your probation, huh?
Now, Michi would continue to deny that he was a snitch, calling out YOSHI for attention seeking. Fortunately for YOSHI, these statements would come back to haunt him. But even with all of this attention around the situation, he would allegedly continue to slide in the streets and shoot at his ops only a couple of weeks later. A week after the murder of TBG Dutch, on the 6th of April 2020, 2 masked men were caught on security camera footage shooting at somebody in a parking lot of an apartment complex in East Baton Rouge. While the intended target of the shooters is off screen, the camera would capture the frightful moments of an innocent bystander sitting in their car getting caught in the crossfire. One of the shooters would later turn out to be YOSHI. In fact, he would appear in a social media post along with Seven Hardaway wearing the exact same outfit from the shooting surveillance footage, a black night-tech hoodie and grey sweats, while Seven Hardaway would be wearing a different hoodie, but it is clear that he also matches the build of the other shooter in the footage. This was seemingly
this one. Right, all right. I knew about the parking lot shit. But this IG post? Listen, look, this off Reddit. The top of the post say, Yoshi and Seven in the same clothes from tomorrow shooting, April 8th, early morning. Shooting was April 6th, later that afternoon. Only thing is Big Seven changed his jacket.
A post laughing about the shooting incident and tagging Fredo Bang, letting him know that they were in a good mood after carrying out the shooting. One of the targets of this incident was later revealed to have been the NBA affiliate who was later convicted in connection to the murder of G Money, NBA Lil Pap, aka DeAndre Fields. And the other target of the shooting would seemingly be Michi Baby, with later court documents pointing out that Yoshi had quite literally tried to kill the same man that he was just calling a snitch a month before on social media, which would leave one to believe that Yoshi was actively attempting to kill the witness/victim of the previous shooting, all in an attempt to beat that charge. But ironically, he would now be on the hook for yet another crime. And it was only 10 days after that alleged shooting that Yoshi would make yet another IG Live where he accused NBA members of snitching on him and FL Dusa.
I don't want to go to jail. Them boys free Dusa. Dusa already doing 5 years with them. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want no smoke with no BBG. All of my boys. So y'all stop saying that like I'm beefing with them boys. I'm not. I don't want no smoke with none of them. I'm scared of them. They'll end your life. They'll have you facing time. I'm scared of them boys. They're my boys. I love them. I don't want no beef with them. Somebody died, the whole city will rep on one body. That's crazy. How if somebody died, the whole city will get on Instagram and rep on it. And ain't got nothing to do with it. These crazy. These better start sliding for their own people that's dead. Or people who still
Dusa was still sitting in jail during this time, but even behind bars, he was still stoking the conflict and dropping jail freestyles threatening his ops, and seemingly alluding to that incident back in 2016 where an NBA member got shot in the neck when YoungBoy and others had tried to slide on them following the death of Boozilla.
Oh, yeah, now? We'll bring them black into the spot now. Spin a business on that move into his laptop. Speak on me, the same reason they put 6 feet, elevator soul up to God to a sky to. Waiting for the family, yeah, I'm living like I'm Big Meech. Cross me and I'm a burn to the 50 degree. Tendency with ease, I'm a squeeze till he bleed out. With that barrel in his mouth, a fifth they let talk them posting in my city with them birds and they get down. If my mouth, they burned it down, them killers promise real now. They shot his brother in his neck. And even though I got no respect except for him and around him, I have no regret. Altercation with that other, he gonna die for that. My shooters even twitching, they like, come on, cut the check.
Meanwhile, on the streets, despite being firmly in the crosshairs of law enforcement, Lit Yoshi would continue to allegedly be involved in shootouts, this time on the 4th of July, in one of the most reckless incidents seen in this story. Police would respond to a drive-by shooting on the 11300 block of Greenwell Springs Road, which had apparently targeted a car in which 2 adults and 2 children were inside. All 4 passengers in the vehicle would end up in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. But the police would soon have a breakthrough, linking the rental car used in both the April and July 2020 shootings to Lit Yoshi's girlfriend, who had rented it in her real name. Yoshi would be the subject of a search warrant, with cops finding an assault rifle in his car that matched the crime scene's ballistics. Detectives also found a pair of shoes at Yoshi's apartment that were used by one of the shooters in the April shooting that was all caught on camera. Yoshi's arrest would make the local news as soon as cops took him into custody.
A man is behind bars tonight after police connected him to a shooting on Greenwell Springs Road that happened over the weekend. Video surveillance linked Yoshi Edwards to that shooting. 2 children and 2 adults were shot when a car pulled next to theirs and began shooting. When police took Edwards into custody, they actually realized he had an active arrest warrant for a shooting that happened back in April that sent 1 person to the hospital. Edwards is now charged with 7 counts of attempted first-degree murder, among other charges.
So, Lit Yoshi would be facing a whopping 7 attempted murder charges on the 9th of July 2020. But in an absolutely insane move by the Baton Rouge judiciary, he would be given bail once again just a day later, with a $1.16 million bond being set, ironically by the very same judge who kept on giving
million? It got paid. He got paid. That's all I'm. That's the part I'm. You know what I'm saying? It got paid. Shit. Nah, that freedom priceless though. That freedom priceless. Boy. Man. That's a lot, bro.
YoungBoy chances in his attempted murder case. But hey, maybe she was a TBG fan too. But anyway, eventually it would appear as if sense prevailed in the courtrooms of Baton Rouge, because after this, another judge stepped in to place a bond hold on YOSHI, with all of his shooting cases being combined and handed to yet another judge who set YOSHI a combined bond price of $1.82 million. But this still gave him the option to bond out, apparently with the option to go on house arrest in another state, Florida, where he would still be allowed to make music. However, YOSHI would be banned from making social media postings, and this is perhaps why we heard very little from YOSHI publicly during this time. But it did seem like he was indeed able to bond out and go to Florida as planned, filing a not guilty plea on August 3rd, 2020, with his family apparently putting up the $1.82 million bond that he would need to be released, as he told the court he was indeed moving to Florida. While YOSHI was in the midst of his legal battles, YoungBoy and Fredo Bang would continue to go back and forth on social media. On July the 20th, they would both post videos showing that they're outside, with Fredo driving around, possibly in Baton Rouge, along with his fellow TBG rapper Seven Hardaway and the rest of the TBG posse, telling the camera how his ops aren't in their own hood.
We on location. Don't be in that hood, you heard me?
With YoungBoy replying with a story of his own, speeding in a car and telling the ops they need to catch him if they want to assassinate him.
I love being rich, you hear me? You gotta come catch me to assassinate me with your scary.
The following month, in August 2020, Fredo Bang and YoungBoy would go back and forth on social media yet again, as Fredo was teasing his upcoming album titled In the Name of G, a tribute to his fallen TBG friend G Money. It would soon emerge that Fredo was eyeing a September the 11th release date for the project. This, unfortunately, would also be the intended release date of YoungBoy's upcoming project, Top. Fredo would post on his Instagram story saying how it seems that they'll be both dropping their albums on the same day and calling YoungBoy his son, to which YoungBoy would reply with a furious video rant, along with a caption telling Fredo that he's going to catch him and shoot him, and even going as far as to tell Fredo he's not a killer and that he should go and dig all three of his dead friends up, a reference to the deaths of G Money, Boulevard Quick, and TBG Dutch. YoungBoy would also say that he's not in competition with Fredo and that Fredo wants to do everything he does, even bizarrely accusing Fredo Bang of wanting to be just like YoungBoy and trying to smash every girl that YoungBoy smashes, and strangely saying that if he smashed Fredo's mum, Fredo would probably try and do it too.
Hey, you a bum, you ass. Go dig all three of your brothers up with your scary. You a. Stop running from me. I ain't in no competition with you. Stop writing me. You a. You ain't no killer. You won't be like me. You write me all day. You a. Yeah, I got double back. Hey, I got.
He said you write me. Right. I'm saying this. What the DM look like from in between these two? Because this was the public shit look like, right? What the private shit look like? Probably some crazy shit. What?
Any gonna try to
Or
double back.
it ain't probably crazy. It's probably petty though. You know what I'm saying? Like some slick shit.
I can f your mama. You gonna try to f your mama. You a pimp.
Fredo would soon reply with his own video, where he would act much more calm and collected than YoungBoy, telling viewers to go and help YoungBoy with his anger issues. Fredo would then diss YoungBoy's fallen friend Dump, making fun of his weight and his death, saying that he needed an extra large coffin, as well as mocking NBA member KD, who had reportedly become paralyzed after being shot in yet another shooting in April 2019, a fact which is apparently a closely guarded secret in the NBA camp.
Man, somebody go help little brother out, bro. He angry, dog. He angry. Talking about dead partners and shit. Like I'm on this talking about fat boy and that extra large coffin he got. You hear me? Or Professor X got Man, somebody go help little brother out, bro. He angry, dog. He angry. Talking about dead partners and shit. Like I'm on this talking about fat boy and that extra large coffin he got. You hear me? Or Professor X, I gotta push his half dead around. I'm not on this talking about that. All I said, I was saying more else. You drop it every time I drop.
Fredo would also,
and that's why I called it a chess move. He ain't had to get on here and to kind of still make sure his presence was felt. You know what I'm saying? That's why I called it a chess move. Not saying I condone the shit he said. Cause at the end of the day, they both was talking about dead people and shit, people that passed away. So I want but just the whole overall aesthetic of this guy loud, angry, or showing his anger. This guy right here, maybe still mad, but he ain't wearing it on his face. You know what I mean?
address YoungBoy's claim that he tries to smash all of his girls by saying it's not his fault that the girls send him DMs.
Then you mad about a... It ain't my fault all your bitch in my DM. We share two. Now all of a sudden I'm just everything. You stop playing, man.
Meanwhile, even with TBG's main shooter Lit Yoshi exiled to house arrest in Florida, NBA members would still live in constant danger in Baton Rouge, and there would be back-to-back shootings in November. At around 7 p.m. on the 20th of November 2020, Baton Rouge police arrived to the racetrack gas station at the 8,000 block of Airline Highway, amid reports of a shooting nearby. Cops would find 2 people shot at that gas station, with 1 person surviving, but the other person passing away en route to hospital. It's unclear if this incident was related to the rap feud in Baton Rouge, but what happened next absolutely was. The following day, at around 11:30 p.m. on November the 21st, 2020, at the Z Quick Mart gas station store on Hooper, Baton Rouge police would report a shooting where the victim had returned gunfire and survived, with fans capturing a heavy police presence at the location immediately after reports. Over the following days, hip-hop news media would report the shooting of a prominent NBA member, Big B, and it would later be reported that Big B was in the hospital after taking a shot to the leg. And after some time, he would begin to be seen on social media showing off his injuries and mobility aids, even posting a picture to Instagram supposedly at the Z Quick Mart gas station, pump number 8, where he was apparently found after being shot. Interestingly, after the shooting, reports would also circulate suggesting that the person who shot him was now dead. However, it was unclear exactly who this supposed deceased shooter was. It seemed logical that perhaps the man at the scene who was shot when Big B was returning fire was the original shooter who may have been hit. Conversely, according to one wild fan theory, an apparent revenge attack had happened all the way in Houston, citing a double shooting at a North Houston motel, the Green Chase Inn, on November the 21st, where a man was found dead. That would turn out to be false, however, as that man was found dead at 9 p.m. the same night, 3.5 hours before Big B was actually shot. I actually believe that people are confusing the November the 20th gas station shooting the day before Big B got shot, which as far as I'm aware is completely unrelated to the Big B situation, and actually was related to a home invasion where somebody got killed in self-defense, also not related to this incident. And Big B himself would even come out to deny having killed the person who shot him in a Fuchsia's TV interview.
You got shot in your leg, right?
Yeah.
At the gas station. And I was doing my research. It said that I guess the person that shot at you or something, that he died. Is that true?
Nah, but people, they just making stories and all kinds of shit.
Regardless of whether or not revenge was carried out, this was clearly a major incident.
Fucking camera. I'll say the same exact shit. Oh, the motherfucker lie like a motherfucker, boy. Don't listen to that shit. I would have said, I'm talking about this.
That affected the NBA camp, and this incident would soon make its way to music. Later on, in the song Soul Snatchers that was released in June 2020.
I might hit him with some. Well, why you just now coming to me with this shit? And you believe in him too? Put him right on his head with it. Yeah. You believe in that shit too? Now we're better than that.
22, Big B raps how he didn't have time to aim, but still shot back when he was shot at. which many people believe is a reference to this incident. YoungBoy would also rap in his song Lost Soul Survivor, released in August 2020, how someone shot his brother 5 times, but he didn't die and in fact shot back. Only a few weeks after Big B getting shot, in December 2020, TBG rapper Seven Hardaway would come out with a diss track titled Treason, seemingly aimed at NBA and specifically YoungBoy himself. Hardaway begins the song by rapping about YoungBoy's early days and how he used to coach him when YoungBoy was still friendly with TBG. Then he expresses his disappointment at YoungBoy's beefs with Floyd Mayweather and Jay Prince, calling him stupid and illiterate, while also telling how NBA are always dissing TBG but are hiding when Hardaway and Lit Yoshi come out into the streets, and going on later in the song to diss YoungBoy's use of auto-tune, a lack of street cred, and his hunger for clout. Meanwhile, back in Miami, videos of Lit Yoshi enjoying life on house arrest would eventually make their way to vlogs on his YouTube channel, documenting the months that he spent on house arrest, where he would openly shout out his gang as he prepared to spend big money on his case, and telling the world that house arrest ain't stopping anything.
TBG Gorilla Gang, bang busy. Court today is up at the court. I should be hearing good news. We got them racks. They think I'm broke, man. That house arrest shit ain't stopping, boy.
And clearly, Lit Yoshi had become a big fan of Chicago rappers King Von and Lil Durk, rapping some of Von's most violent lyrics whilst walking around his house.
Plus no beef. We into it till you die, real street. At your funeral, I might just slide. Rest in peace. You know I know. My life worth a photo.
And also singing along to Lil Durk lyrics about shootings on the way to court. Yoshi's vlog would show him preparing for court, with him apparently highly confident of the judge giving him even more freedoms, telling viewers how he had been on his best behavior for about 3 months now, and complaining that staying in the house doesn't fit him as he likes to move around.
TBG Gorilla Gang. Gonna go to court. Everything should be looking good, boy. Hop in that form. I ain't worrying about nothing in my city. You know what's down. I've been good for 3 months, baby. They gotta let me do something. Been killing me, boy. I've been stuck in the house 2.5 months, man. I couldn't even leave out that. That ain't Yo-Yo, boy. Y'all know Yo-Yo like to move around, boy.
Yoshi would be boastful about getting out on bail during this time, claiming that he felt like a free man already and that the judge just needed to put the icing on the cake.
Yeah, man, it feel good to ride back around, man. I feel like a free man again. All I need is the judge to put the icing on the cake, baby. You hear him? So I eat my cake like anime.
Now, this bravado turned out to be misplaced, as it would turn out that at this hearing in November 2020, the judge actually admonished Yoshi for having too much fun on bail, even going as far as to claim that he was treating his house arrest as a paid vacation, since Yoshi was amongst friends, having fun, and making music, with the district attorney complaining that Yoshi was violating curfew by moving around Miami late at night on jet skis and relaxing on the beach. As a punishment, his curfew was extended from starting from 8 PM to starting at 6 PM and running to 6 AM the next day, and telling him specifically no more jet skis or visits to glitzy Miami beauty spots like Biscayne Bay and South Beach. And even in his vlog, we would soon see a stressed out Yoshi after court, where he claimed that they tried to keep him locked up in court and that his situation might not be improving.
I almost sent my back to jail.
What?
Just talking about stupid misunderstood and last coordination. Man, boy, I thought I wasn't about to leave out that, and I still can't do nothing though. I still can't do nothing. They had me in that bill about 4 hours. These, I thought I wasn't coming out there. They was talking. Thought everything was gonna go better than what it did, but it didn't. Set back again.
Yoshi would.
They were mad at this nigga. See, yeah, they was hot. They were hot. He enjoying shit that they can't enjoy. Yeah, they were hot. But like, see, that's what happened when you don't live a regular life. Like the man don't go to a job at 9 o'clock every morning or 6 o'clock, or he don't clock in. Right? He's an entertainer. A rapper. Little shit like that gotta get done. Like the jet skis, the Biscayne Bay, and I don't even know what the fuck a Biscayne Bay is, but let's talk about the jet skis. It's like a morale boost or some shit. It helped the creative process. On God it do. What shit like that.
even open
They
up
don't
saying that
understand
prosecutors
that.
had
All they
actually
know is
tried
black
to
and white
completely
papers and
revoke
shit.
his bond, with fellow TBG rapper Seven Hardaway trying to put a positive spin on things, saying that that's not a problem because they got money and they could put up another $2 million bail.
They're trying to revoke my bond. I ain't even get a chance to talk about me back working.
You hear me? Look, they trying to revoke my partner bond, but
So
we got money.
On a strict house arrest.
So you know, look, I don't know, $2 million bond. You hear me? Which I want another $2 million. Ain't no money. Got plenty of money.
After being briefly humbled by almost losing his house arrest privileges, in time, Yoshi would revert back to his cocky attitude, perhaps as a result of that big stack of money truly going to his head. Yoshi would continue to record and release music during this stint on house arrest, with lyrics giving us a peek into his mental state during this period. In the song Get Back, released late in December 2020, Yoshi showed no signs of giving up his violent lifestyle, a track coming laced with pointed lyrics about dead op boys and taunting his ops, asking what they're gonna do about it. An insane lyric when you consider the fact that this guy seems to repeatedly target his ops with no care to the innocent people or children who get in the way, and the police just can't seem to keep him behind bars. In the song Bust Down, released 5th of February 2021, Yoshi tells how some of his friends did him wrong during his house arrest, rapping that some of them thought it was over for him, but they got it wrong because he's still making lots of money on house arrest. He also threatens to put a $10,000 bounty on someone's head, just like he did to their brother. Ironically, it would seem that around the times Yoshi would be at his most brazen, the courts would deliver bad news in his case. 20 days after that song, about putting money on people's heads, the judge in his upcoming case would deliver yet another devastating blow to his defense, by ruling that the jury would be allowed to hear evidence about his alleged involvement in the Miami hotel incident that targeted YoungBoy in 2019. And this announcement would come with numerous revelations that spelled disaster for Yoshi's case. Allegedly, phone records from the time of the shooting in Miami gave investigators lit Yoshi's approximate cell phone location, which turned out to be on the same street as the Trump Hotel where YoungBoy was shot and an innocent man died. In fact, Yoshi was allegedly on the phone to an unspecified incarcerated TBG member who was in jail while at the location of the shooting. Not only that, but prosecutors would also use his Instagram lives against him, where he had publicly claimed that NBA members had ratted on him in the June 2019 drive-by shooting case. But even more crazy than that is the fact that in spite of all of the mounting evidence against him, Yoshi would continue dropping music that continued to incriminate him. In his song Together, released on July the 16th, 2021, Yoshi would take the self-incrimination to a whole new level, rapping that his ops are going to die together and alluding to doing a drive-by shooting, saying that he will pull up next to his ops' car and try and make them fly. Even going as far as to say he doesn't care if his ops are with their families, he will shoot them wherever. Yoshi also raps about catching someone slipping and shooting him and then killing a couple more people. Outrageous lyrics when you consider the fact that at the time this released, he was on house arrest for numerous shootings, including a car-to-car drive-by that targeted a family with 2 children in the car. Ultimately, it would seem that finally, the judge, prosecutors, and police had eventually seen enough, and Yoshi's stint on house arrest in his plush South Florida home would come to an end on the 22nd of July 2021. While lit Yoshi was staying at TBG label mate Fredo Bang's house, federal agents would suddenly burst in using smoke bombs, assault rifles, and tactical gear, with cops presenting outstanding warrants in Baton Rouge for both Fredo Bang and lit Yoshi, arresting them both. This would apparently be the result of probation violations, as the terms of Yoshi's release stated that he wasn't allowed to appear in music videos, post on social media, or possess firearms. And Fredo Bang was also on probation for pleading guilty to a weapons charge relating to a 2015 shooting in Baton Rouge. Unfortunately for Fredo Bang, during the raid, guns were also found inside his home, along with a stolen car parked outside, and the presence of these firearms would mean big trouble for Yoshi too. Just days after the raid, authorities would announce that they were adding another attempted murder charge to his case, the April 2020 shooting where he had allegedly tried to kill NBA Pap and NBA Michi Baby the month after accusing him of snitching on him. Things had turned for Yoshi, and it would only get worse from here. His bond was officially revoked by a Baton Rouge judge on September the 9th, 2021, with federal agents who conducted the raid testifying that 5 guns, ammunition, and a bulletproof vest had all been found in Fredo's house while Yoshi was there. And Yoshi's March 2020 social media posts calling the victims of one of these shootings NBA Michi a snitch was also used against him. This was a dumb move, because calling the victim a snitch publicly is basically an admission that you and fact did the crime. But even in light of all of this damning evidence, Yoshi's team were apparently working on a strategy of trying to finesse him out of jail on bail once again. But that plan would ultimately fall flat when it was revealed in court that Yoshi's DNA was found on a gun that was recovered in the July raid. Apparently this DNA evidence would link Yoshi directly to the shootings that he was being investigated for, which meant that he would have absolutely no chance of making bail again, and meaning that he'd be sat behind bars awaiting trial rather than living it up in Miami. Eventually, in July 2022, Lit Yoshi pleaded guilty to charges connected to 2 shootings in 2019 and 2020, and as a result, Yoshi was sentenced to face 15 years in prison at a hard labor facility, followed by 3 years of active parole. Funnily enough though, a month later, Yoshi would claim to have been tricked by prosecutors and launching a bid to change his plea from guilty back to not guilty, arguing that his lawyer never told him that he would get 15 years for accepting the guilty plea, suggesting that he was only expecting to get 6.5, even claiming that during negotiations, his lawyer had actually been suspended from practicing law. It was a long shot, but it was the best that Yoshi could hope for. And while things were getting very serious for Yoshi behind bars, Hardaway was still upping the ante on the war back in Baton Rouge. In August 2022, he released an EP titled Transition, where he would take numerous shots against YoungBoy, NBA, and 4K Trey. In the song Sinister, Hardaway disses YoungBoy, saying that while his albums are going #1, his friends back in Baton Rouge are getting killed. After hearing about these lyrics, Big B would actually comment, "Who died?" insinuating that nobody from their side had been killed recently. The following month, unfortunately, someone would indeed lose their life, but it wouldn't be an NBA member, because on the night of Tuesday, the 20th of September 2022, at around 8 p.m, Seven Hardaway, real name Stanley Wright, was in the parking lot of the building where he lived, the Sherwood Place apartment complex in Baton Rouge. Here, he was approached by unknown assailants who shot him from close range, leaving him on the pavement where he would ultimately lose his life, being laid to rest just days later, where he would be seen surrounded by TBG members. Police were quick to determine that this homicide was gang-related, and specifically targeted Seven for his affiliations to TBG and connection to Lit Yoshi. With that in mind, it was no surprise what happened next. TBG's enemies would soon begin commenting on Hardaway's death on social media. 4K Trey affiliates would be seen on IG Live laughing and saying that they were smoking on number 7.
We got them lagging. New iPack? What new iPack?
On the dead, now they talking to him. You got a chance to say it to their face. Say it with your chest. They was dissing on it.
And of course, his friends would make posts hinting at future getback. However, despite being quick to determine the death of Hardaway as gang-related, the Baton Rouge police once again have struggled to find the killer, making his death yet another devastating statistic of Baton Rouge's out-of-control gang war. And speaking of numbers, back in prison, the last-minute attempt to backtrack on his guilty plea proved to be an enormous failure for Lit Yoshi, and in May 2023, Yoshi's bid to change his plea was officially rejected, leaving him set to serve the full 15 years of hard labor, essentially leaving the streets of Baton Rouge and Miami for the next 15 years just a little bit safer for adults and children alike. I think it's important here just to reiterate the fact that there is...
What do hard labor mean in Louisiana? Matter of fact, let's do some research. Hard labor prison in Louisiana.
Angola Prison. According to Vianola Vi, the Louisiana State Penitentiary, a maximum security prison built on a former slave plantation, pays inmates 20 cents per hour to pick fruits and vegetables in the fields. This prison was given the nickname, Angola Prison, after an African nation that many enslaved people called their home.
Right. I'm fucked up behind that one. I ain't gonna hold you niggas, bro. Shout out to, no, I ain't gonna say shout out to Louisiana. That's bullshit. I mean, it ain't slavery because they paying them 20 fucking cents, my nigga. An hour, nigga. Let me find a quarter. It's dirty, but it's just been sitting around, so just in sat places. My nigga, I can pay the whole prison with this. That ain't bullshit to you niggas. This a whole days of work for these niggas. Every single one of them. That's going on in 2023. They got enough money to pay them boys $2 to $3 an hour. They got enough. Why don't they? You know what I'm saying? I know the man did some shit. Whatever man is in Gola prison working. You know the man got convicted of some shit. Alright. I don't know why they try to ruin the motherfucking dignity. You feel me? Like, just certain shit, I just don't feel like it's humane in a way. Working a man in the hot Louisiana, humid weather, picking fruits and vegetables, honest living. But you paying a man 20 fucking cents. Ain't mad or not, that shit is not humane, bro. Let's say they work 8 hours a day. 5 hours is $1. $1.60 a day. Out of 30 days, I'll put my phone down. Hold on. Man. They earn $48 a fucking month. $48 a month. Crazy work.
There is nothing glamorous about this gangbanging lifestyle. Lit Yoshi got what he deserved. He was a man who, despite having a musical talent, was primarily focused on continuing this gang war and shooting at his rivals. He had no remorse for the innocent men, women, or children who got in the way, and he's frankly a deplorable human being who absolutely deserves to be taken off the streets for 15 years because of the things he did. But that doesn't mean that his ops aren't without blame either. But there's no way of looking at it. Lit Yoshi was clearly a danger to society and absolutely should have been put away sooner. However, his absence from the gang war wouldn't mean bliss or safety for Baton Rouge's most famous rap crew. In fact, it would be the very opposite, as while TBG's most feared shooter was finally facing the legal repercussions of his reckless actions, a whole other group of reckless gangsters from Chicago would soon enter the picture, starting a beef with YoungBoy that he never even wanted to be part of. But in this case, this beef was very personal, because it involved the mother of one of YoungBoy's many children, and ultimately would wind up becoming another deadly feud that would claim the lives of people on both sides. Despite his turbulent life in the streets, family has always been important to YoungBoy. Despite growing up with an unstable home life, he always found friends to call his brothers, and older figures to nurture him, whether his biological mother Sharonda, his grandmother who raised him like a mother, or his best friend OG3's mother who took him in as one of her own. With that in mind, it's no surprise that since becoming a father at the young age of 16, YoungBoy has taken his family obligations very seriously, and let me tell you, it's ended up being one big family. Despite his young age, YoungBoy has had quite the love life, and at the age of 23, he has been reported as having as many as 11 children. However, that might not be entirely accurate. So I actually did a full breakdown on YoungBoy's family tree, his dating history, and the timeline of when he had all of his children. But once again, I didn't have enough time in this YouTube version to fit it all in. So if you want to see that, check out the uncut version of the video on Patreon, or the extended version of this chapter that's going to go up on my third channel, Trap Law Clips, soon. All in all, YoungBoy's relationship history has been a roller coaster ride that has left him with a large family of at least 10 biological children to 8 different baby mothers. YoungBoy's enormous family would provide him with many blessings and a lot of love at home, but it would also leave him with a lot of vulnerabilities to his enemies. With so many people to look after and look out for, it wouldn't be surprising that his opposition might try and use some of those closest to him to attack him. Ultimately, it was one particular relationship that would end up forever altering not just the lives of YoungBoy and his partners, but also the lives of the people around him, with one of the mothers of his children ultimately ending up being used as a pawn in a rap beef between YoungBoy and Chicago drill rapper King Von, with Jania's involvement in the beef being the first escalation in a series of unfortunate events which would ultimately end in numerous people losing their lives in front of millions of people. If you watched my recent video, King Von, Rap's First Serial Killer, then you'll already know about the dark past of Chicago rapper King Von. But in case you didn't, let me get you up to speed. King Von is a rapper hailing from Chicago, more specifically, the Parkway Gardens housing projects, better known as O Block. This housing development is famous for its association with the pioneer of Chicago drill music, Chief Keef, the teenage rap phenomenon who brought Chicago drill music to the mainstream of rap. With his raps all about the violent gang wars playing out in Chicago, giving many all over the world their first look at gang life in America's most dangerous city. But back in 2012, when Chief Keef was making music all about the gang wars in his city, King Von was really living those lyrics. Von was a prominent member of the Black Disciples street gang, specifically the set hailing from O Block, who were engaged in a bitter war with their rivals, a group of Gangster disciples from 63rd. In my previous video about King Von, I reviewed King Von's rumoured involvement in as many as 7 gang-related murders between 2012 and 2014, and I made the argument that he is in fact a serial killer by FBI's own definition of the term, due to the fact that he appeared to claim responsibility for more than 3 murders with more than a month's time span between them. But it wasn't just that I believe made Von a serial killer, it's the fact that even after beating a murder charge in 2017, he would be released from jail, at which point he would partner with his childhood friend and prominent Chicago drill rapper Lil Durk, launching his very own rap career, not only using his music to boast about and drop clues concerning the at least 7 murders he was associated with, but he would allegedly use the money he made rapping about these murders to continue to have people killed, with Von taking a great deal of personal gratification from being known all over the world for getting away with this series of gruesome murders. And with his jaw-dropping raps all about specific murders that he had been associated with over the years, rap and true crime fans all over the world flocked to Von's music, with intense debate taking place over whether or not he truly was the multiple murderer he claimed to be in his songs. Over the course of 2019 and 2020, King Von would release a string of well-received songs that made him an infamous figure in the rap world, most notably his Crazy Story series of songs where he used lyrics to tell a vivid story of life in the streets, all about his attempts to rob people, getting in shootouts, and using women to set up his ops to get killed. One of Von's biggest career moments came in 2020, when he released his song Took Her to the O. This storytelling song painted a picture of Von using a woman to set up and kill real-life rival rapper of his, FBG Duck. The music video would even depict Von shooting FBG Duck and leaving him dead on the ground. Then, in an eerie turn of events, the real-life FBG Duck would be shot dead in the middle of a busy Chicago street by a gang of masked men only months after this video was released. Took Her to the O would become one of King Von's biggest hits, sitting in a category.
When he put it that way, some shit popped in my head. So recently, they've been saying videos and clips and personalities and talkers on the internet been saying Duck was fucking with some guy baby mama. Dude seen Duck down there at downtown Chicago. He got to making calls. I'm only bringing that up because he just talked about the Took Her to the O song, where he said he uses a female to set up. Not spot on, but crazy how that shit just fell that way. Like one of these girls caught up. But yeah, it's crazy as how that shit fell that way.
Catalogue of other big songs and features with millions of views and streams. By mid-2020, King Von was a multi-millionaire rapper with a bright future and one of the biggest buzzes in the rap game. But behind the scenes, there was seemingly tension brewing between him and YoungBoy, who at the time, in mid-2020, was the undisputed king of street rap, having dropped a string of chart-topping projects. Now, it's unclear exactly where the beef between Von and YoungBoy's crew started, but it likely all had something to do with Von's friend and mentor, Chicago rapper Lil Durk. Lil Durk and YoungBoy actually collaborated on a November 2017 track called My Side, and it's believed that Lil Durk had even tried to sign YoungBoy back in 2017, with this being revealed on the intro to YoungBoy's song GG on AI YoungBoy, where he raps, "Tell OTF I do not sign, NBA, that be my gang." As we now know, YoungBoy went on to sign a lucrative multi-million-dollar deal with Atlantic. Ultimately, signing to Lil Durk, let's face it, in 2017 would not have been a great career move. At that point, while he was a respected artist in the streets of Chicago, Lil Durk's biggest career achievement was his 2015 Remember My Name album, which peaked at 14 on the Billboard Albums chart. Lil Durk had never had a song on the charts at this point, and by the end of 2017, YoungBoy had surpassed Durk's chart record with 3 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 and 3 projects on Billboard's 200 albums charts. In many ways, YoungBoy dodged a bullet by not signing with Durk and quickly surpassed him in every way. Lil Durk's career was essentially floundering until King Von came out of jail and re-energized him. Durk's only song on Billboard before 2020 was an appearance on a 2018 Lil Baby and Gunna track off White V-Lone. But by the end of 2019, Lil Durk had had 7 projects land on the Billboard 200 albums charts. But in the time since turning Durk's offer down, YoungBoy had amassed 17 songs charting on the Billboard Hot 100 and 13 projects charting on Billboard's 200 albums chart. While YoungBoy had seemingly turned down the chance to align himself with Durk and his OTF collective, he had built up a legacy in his own right, and at this point, there was seemingly no beef with them. In 2018, Lil Durk would be seen popping up in an IG Live with YoungBoy where things seemed cool between them. Also in 2018, Lil Durk would continue his hunt for other up-and-coming street rappers to align himself with and potentially sign to his label. Another up-and-comer that Lil Durk discovered early was Savannah street superstar Quando Rondo, who after blowing up with his track I Remember, featuring Atlanta legend and close friend of Lil Durk's, Lil Baby, would go on to collaborate with Durk on the song Other Side, which appeared on Quando's first commercial mixtape, Life Before Fame. In fact, Quando and his team were clearly big fans of Durk, with Quando's cousin and close friend Lil Pab tweeting his love of Lil Durk's song This Ain't What You Want way back in 2013, saying that this song is better than everything. After the success of his first major single and mixtape, the rap industry was buzzing around Quando Rondo, and there would be intense competition between labels trying to sign him. But he would eventually catch the attention of fellow singing gangster rapper YoungBoy, who commented on his video asking Quando for his number.
And he commented under the video and wanted my number and stuff.
YoungBoy and Quando would connect and hit it off behind the scenes, and in June 2018, Quando would officially sign to YoungBoy's label, Never Broke Again, announcing it to Instagram with a post, attracting congratulatory replies from NBA heavy hitters. And days later, Quando would be seen on stage with YoungBoy and the NBA crew, where he received his NBA chain from OG3 and throws up Rollin' 60 Crip gang signs for the crowd.
Never broke again,
Oh! Yeah. Stop playing like game now. On the count of 3, everybody say NBA never broke again. 1, 2, 3. NBA never broke again! Neighborhood, appreciate that bit, bro.
He say neighborhood, neighborhood. Put that on right quick, you know neighborhood. Hey, say 3. Make sure you bang on them before you walk off the stage.
Oh my God, I'm finna bang on them.
You mind if I wild out right quick though? Bang on it one more time for.
Hold on, I gotta get this on camera. Everybody gotta scream neighborhood one time. Yo, what? On the count of 3, everybody scream neighborhood. 1, 2, 3.
Eventually, Quando ends up appearing on 3 of 4 tracks on YoungBoy's 4-track 4 Loyalty EP. However, once again, despite how things played out, it didn't seem from the outset that there was any kind of tension between Durk, YoungBoy, and Quando. Durk would even name Quando as one of the artists he was spending a lot of time in the studio with in a 2018 XXL interview. Funnily enough, Quando also shouted out Lil Durk in 2 tracks on his 2019 mixtape From the Neighborhood to the Stage, rapping in Dope Boy Dreams that he signed to the streets 3 times, he feels like Durk, referencing Lil Durk's Signed to the Streets mixtape series, and rapping on the song My Section that Durk had told him to treat the rap game like the drug game, perhaps an indication that Durk had been giving Quando advice on how to navigate the industry before he signed to NBA. At the end of March 2019, Quando would actually be seen backstage with Lil Durk's newest artist, King Von, wearing a matching outfit and hyping King Von up by dissing his ops from 63rd in Chicago.
I'm saying though, 63rd, dirty. I'm talking about, hey, listen, no man, 64, y'all 60 over there smoking crack.
In August 2019, Lil Durk puts out a list of his 50 greatest rappers, and both YoungBoy and Quando Rondo are on that list. Durk would caption that image saying that these rappers are people that changed the culture. And I would argue in many ways that Lil Durk was clearly inspired by Quando and YoungBoy's style of gangster pain music. And arguably, Durk's career revival in 2019 and 2020 was helped massively by the popularity of the type of auto-tuned gangster rap singing that YoungBoy was most known for. Durk and Quando would seemingly remain friends into the start of 20.
I'll be a fool to not put this in there. Durk crawled for them boys to run. Trust. Him and Keith, cause 2013, that auto-tune shit was getting stupid. Like, niggas was really mad at the auto-tune shit around 2013 and 2012 and shit.
2020, with Durk even appearing on Quando's song Safest, even shouting him out as one of his favourite rappers. However, it would seem that somewhere in 2020, things would change, and that would all have something to do with King Von. Despite playing nice backstage with Quando in March 2019, a month before, King Von appeared to diss YoungBoy in front of a fan on IG Live.
You YoungBoy? Why? Just goddamn. Hang up. Well, you feel like you cheat, go ahead and say you I'm gonna hang up with your ass. Don't, I raised him. I just left. Yeah, he cool, right? So I can't speak. Yeah, he ain't all that, you know. What you trying to say? Like, I'm just trying to see what you feel about the nigga. He cool. He's straight. He's straight. He ain't better than you. He ain't better than you. Yeah, for sure. Cause he don't be doing.
Von would continue to disrespect YoungBoy publicly following this, a month later, in March, taking to social media to say that YoungBoy's music is full of lies, and that he's not a real gangster like he says he is in his music.
YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro.
What?
He talking crazy on this one.
Oh yeah?
He ain't even like that.
Oh!
On his cap. You got cap in your raps.
Bro, street boss, don't hit the white lady.
You got cap in your raps.
Now, this is interesting because it says to me that perhaps Von's problem with YoungBoy is that he felt he wasn't worthy of his reputation. We've already discussed YoungBoy's numerous lyrics over the years where he appears to infer that he's killed over 7 people. However, this supposed body count has been heavily doubted and debated, with it really being believed that when YoungBoy says he has bodies, he's really referring to the many people around him who have lost their lives over the years, or at a push that YoungBoy is perhaps responsible for these killings through either paying assassins to kill for him, or simply the fact that these people end up getting killed when they try and beef with him. The idea that YoungBoy has 7 or more bodies is ambiguous and shrouded in mystery and misdirection. However, when it comes to King Von, the situation is the complete opposite. King Von has rapped repeatedly that he has 7 bodies, and in my video, King Von Raps First Serial Killer, you can quite easily line up King Von's lyrics and tweets with real reported murders in Chicago, along with his own arrest records, to make a very compelling case that Von did indeed personally murder at least 7 people. Von was a killer, and he wanted everyone in the rap industry to know it. And perhaps he was upset at the idea that a man much younger and richer and more successful than him could reach the very top of the gangster rap game without demonstrating that he is truly capable of committing murder firsthand, with Von seemingly deciding that the fastest way to the top of the rap game would be to punk YoungBoy and expose him as a fake killer, proving to the rap game and the world at large that Von had personally committed the murders like he rapped about, unlike YoungBoy, and therefore Von felt he was more worthy of the top spot than YoungBoy. But initially this beef was just petty sneak disses being sent from Von. When YoungBoy was released from jail in August 2019, after he got caught up in the Trump Hotel shooting that violated his probation, Von would welcome him home with a snarky tweet that ended calling him ugly. And over the course of the next year, Von would even be seen copying YoungBoy's mannerisms and beginning to quote him during his Instagram lives.
Boys, my grandma raised me. You hear me? You know I ain't. What up?
My grandma raised me. You know I ain't no.
Whether there was any real beef between OTF and NBA at the time is unclear, but the two crews were clearly competitive. In October 2019, when DJ Academics would claim that YoungBoy was the realest street rapper to appear since the original Chicago drill scene, Durk would comment on the post, proposing that King Von was even realer than YoungBoy. Some months later, in February 2020, Von seemed to indicate on Twitter that he and YoungBoy had a song together, telling YoungBoy that he should drop it and stop holding the song so close to his chest. At some point following this, Von would even be seen on an IG Live suggesting that he likes YoungBoy and that YoungBoy probably has too much going on with his case to reply to him.
I fuck with NBA YoungBoy too. They just got a lot of going on. You just can't be fucking nobody when they got all this going on. You trying to get rich, they trying to, I don't know. what they got going on.
It's unclear exactly where this beef between Von and YoungBoy and Quando really started, but two people would seemingly play a major role in the feud escalating. YoungBoy's ex-girlfriend and the mother to his fourth child, Jania, and King Von's ex-girlfriend, female rapper Asian Doll. The relationship between Von and Asian would be revealed to the world in an interview with Lil Durk in early 2019.
King Von, I'm saying he in a relationship too.
Shout out Asian Doll.
Okay.
Yeah, he go ahead, yeah.
You heard it here, man. He looking at you like, come on, man.
Von appeared to fall deeply in love with Asian Doll. Combine this with his reputation as a prolific killer in the Chicago gang war, and you have a recipe for disaster. Von would tweet saying that he would be willing to beat anyone up who messed with Asian Doll, and he apparently beat a man senseless for calling her a bitch in the studio.
Asian the reason my hair like this. Somebody called my girlfriend a bitch yesterday. And you ain't gonna smack one of them out of his. Tell him what happened to my hand, bro.
Folks overbeat his.
Call my girlfriend.
Woke her back up. I was looking for a guy. They didn't walk by. Bro, he already left. Where you go?
Everybody do that. I'm doing like y'all finna overdo it. I'm not
Sorry, he already did, man. Philip already took him. He got blood everywhere, man. He could get blood on.
Asian would appreciate Von's protection, calling him her bodyguard on Twitter, with Von himself saying that he wishes she wasn't a rapper so that he could keep her at home and protect her, saying that he doesn't trust her around other rappers.
But isn't it nice to have somebody in the same industry as you?
No, that ain't. I'd rather have. I wish I can't say I wish she wasn't a rapper, nothing like that. But it'd be better if I knew like she's at the house instead of going around all these people that ain't around and damn, what's going on? Now I'm just thinking, damn, what you doing? Why she ain't answering the phone?
And that's how she be feeling.
She feel the same. I just said that.
No, I understand. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I wish my was at the damn house.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's been times when you didn't like and she had to work with her.
I'm not gonna say nothing because you gotta be.
Like y'all
you gotta be for sure with yourself,
yeah.
man. I know I'm that. So
Von was clearly very possessive about Asian Doll, even tweeting that he would kill somebody for messing with her. However, things would eventually get complicated between Von and Asian, and during the summer of 2020, their relationship appeared to go through an on and off stage, where Von would sometimes indicate on social media that the couple had broken up, while at other times they seemed to be back together. Von was apparently a single man again, and after his high-profile relationship with fellow industry rapper and social media star Asian Doll, he would be looking to get into a new entanglement that might grab some headlines. But his next move would be incredibly bold, and seemingly out of nowhere, Von would make a declaration of war against YoungBoy. In mid-August, Von would post a cryptic tweet saying that he had just made a hit song with a female that people won't believe, and that it was going to be crazy. That very same day, images would surface online showing Von spending private time with none other than Jania, the mother of YoungBoy's fourth child. And later, speculation would begin to swirl off the back of tweets made by Von and his sister Kayla that Von and Jania might have even created a sex tape during their time together. And these rumors would later be strengthened by leaked DMs from an alleged inside source who claimed that Von and Jania had indeed slept together, not recorded music. Rumors that Von would later seemingly confirm in the song Rose Gold with PNB Rock, where he seems to suggest that somebody's baby mother was bad in bed. However, Jania would deny the rumors, saying that they had in fact just made music together so that she can make money for her son.
We walked to the table to play the little game after my studio session and I went home. That's it. Y'all trying to make stories out of nothing. I
don't know, gang. Everybody ain't lying, bro.
That man. Like I said, I don't with no. I've been working. We have a song coming out. Y'all wasn't supposed to know, but it is what it is now. We have a song coming out. So when the song come out, y'all go with it. Just know it's hard as you feel me. I'm just trying to get my money to take care of my son. Period.
Her claims would also be supported by leaked DMs, this time from Von, who alleged that he was just trying to make Asian Doll mad and jealous. However, Asian Doll would then challenge Jania's claims, claiming that she had actually seen romantic DMs between Von and Jania.
Now I've seen it in them DMs. I've been seeing. None of this not a surprise. So all that song
Whatever the truth may be, this certainly wasn't the first time that Junia had been rumoured to have had relations with YoungBoy's enemies, as she had previously been connected to both Fredo Bang and Jay the Young'un. Furthermore, leaked DMs from YoungBoy's future wife Jaslyn would seem to suggest that YoungBoy was still hooking up with Junia while she was running around with Von. Nevertheless, despite YoungBoy's relationship with Junia officially being over at this point, he took this rumoured hookup between Von and Junia as a very personal attack from Von. And the following day, YoungBoy would respond, posting a picture of him and his son holding stacks of cash, along with a caption saying that since Von likes to troll so much, he's going to make sure that when his son grows up, he smashes Von's daughter. Now, around the same time, for reasons that are still largely unknown, Von's childhood friend and fellow Chirac savage Lil Reese decided to join the beef by tweeting his intentions to beat up YoungBoy's artist Quando Rondo, to which Quando would reply saying that Reese won't do anything.
Man, ain't gonna do nothing to me. No academics. Man, you don't deserve to live no more bit, bro. I hope you... On God.
At this point, seemingly out of nowhere, suddenly YoungBoy and Quando were beefing with Lil Durk.
Said some shit like that, the internet with Big Bro. Big Bruh. You don't deserve to live no more, Big Bruh. No! I can't even say that shit with a straight face.
Durk, King Von, and Lil Reese, three of the most famous and respected rappers ever to come out of Chicago. War had now been declared, and things were about to escalate. That same day, YoungBoy would also go live while playing an unreleased song. This song would later turn out to be the murder anthem, Dead Trolls, with YoungBoy addressing Von, saying that he wants to see him, and saying that he shouldn't come fishing around his lake, which kind of suggests that Von used the pictures with Junia to bait YoungBoy into beefing him. In the next lyric, YoungBoy makes the wild claim to have 7 bodies in his hometown, just like Von was rumoured to have 7 bodies in Chicago, before then going on to threaten to shoot somebody from out of town as soon as they land, and seemingly dissing Junia for messing with his ops for money. YoungBoy would also rap that his ops are mad that they can't get a feature from him, perhaps a hint to a potentially uncleared collaboration between the two artists being held back by YoungBoy, as one of Von's earlier tweets seemed to suggest. And in the song's outro, YoungBoy makes an interesting reference to the Chicago basketball legend D. Rose, who had a phenomenal start to his career in his hometown team Chicago Bulls, but later went through difficult times in other cities and teams due to injuries. A possible reference to the fact that Lil Durk and Von had moved out of Chicago to Atlanta at this point in their careers, as well as the fact that they famously were friends with another gang member from Chicago who went by the nickname D. Rose. Now, fans' reaction to this song was mixed, with some arguing that it was dedicated to the numerous other enemies that YoungBoy had made in the rap game and the streets over the years, while others would argue that the entire song was all about King Von. Some would even later claim that the song had actually predicted King Von's death, as YoungBoy raps about planning on killing someone in Atlanta, while also claiming that he will do it after their show where their next one is at. And while that certainly seems far-fetched and more like a creepy coincidence, what isn't a coincidence is the fact that YoungBoy decided to drop this snippet right after Von had been seen photographed with the mother of his child. A day later, Von tweets claiming not to have a girlfriend and to be focusing on his career, but it seems that Von had paid attention to YoungBoy, because just a few days after the snippet of Dead Trolls hit the internet, Von would drop a snippet of his own, a track titled Too Real, a song where he raps that he will expose someone and that he's going to kill someone because of a rap beef. About a month later in September, Von would address the beef with YoungBoy during an IG live, saying that he doesn't want beef over insignificant things and with people from other states, but if he gets the feeling that someone doesn't like him, he really doesn't even need a reason to escalate things.
Look, but everybody, I ain't into it, nobody, you hear me? Towards the people I've been having in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be in tour with nobody from all in another town. No reason, like you gotta be in tour with somebody for a reason. Just know we in tour, gang, okay? Nah, you see what I'm saying? I'm the type, I don't gotta know why we in tour or nothing. You only gotta tell me why you don't like me. Don't even tell me why you don't like me. I don't even care. Just let me know you don't like me. You see what I'm saying? Let me know. You don't like me? That's what it is. Let me know. I'm like, alright, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. But I'm so gangster that I don't need a reason. It don't gotta be no reason. We can be into it. Like, I don't care. It don't gotta be a reason, for real. I'm into it, people. It don't gotta be no reason. I don't know why. I don't care why. But it can be that, you see what I'm saying? But I like to know why we into it. I like to, I need to, because I ain't no goofy. Like, what the and then I play hard. I ain't trying to lose. I can't lose to nobody. Lose to who? Who? Who, Louis? Who I'ma lose to? Tell him, you've been knowing me, Louis. Don't I go hard everything I do? Tell him you came from. How you get a chain in your neck, Louis?
You know how.
Later in September,
that you know how hit a little different, boy. It played slow in my head when I heard the shit too. It was like, you know how. No bullshit. No bullshit. Man. That's...
After having recently reiterated that he wasn't looking for relationships, but was open for something more casual, Von and his sister Kayla was spotted at a club with Jania again, and with Kayla even posting their night on social media, calling Jania her sis. This would prompt Asian Doll to respond to the situation between her and Von during an IG Live in October, where she would deny that Von had embarrassed her by messing with Jania, and saying that if Von is single, his actions have nothing to do with her.
Nobody embarrassed me, gang. Y'all need to get off my shit. Like, nobody embarrassed me. Nobody. It's nothing nobody did to embarrass me. I was not embarrassed. Y'all mad about a tweet. Like, y'all, like, dude don't even know you f***ing clowns. The f*** y'all hoes get left for me. Smack one of you bitches for me. You crazy, bitch. I don't get no f***. I'm a real bitch at the end of the day. Like I said, you would never see me sweat. You would never see me go outside behind nobody. I don't give a who you is, friend, anybody. Mind your business. When I'm single, like, they don't have nothing to do with me. I'm not stressing that. I'm not tweeting nothing. They don't have to do with me, gang. Nothing. When somebody's single, so what? What they do? I don't give a fuck. That's what y'all problem.
However, not much long after, Von would go live with Asian, and the two appeared to be on friendly terms. This was a confusing situation, but perhaps in the words of the great Juicy J, these hoes were for everybody. And in October, King Von would release a song speaking on the situation in the same sentiment. Von would begin to promote his new song called Mine Too, where Von essentially raps, "I ain't finna beef about girls with someone, because their girl is mine too." Clearly he's talking about Jania here, and he appeared to throw direct shots at YoungBoy on the song too, rapping about having beef in NOLA, or Louisiana, where YoungBoy is from, and saying that somebody acts gangster on the mic, but now Von wants to see if he is really gangster in real life. Ironically though, a day after this song came out, Von would also tweet that once someone has slept with his girl, he doesn't want her anymore. Because as it turned out, YoungBoy may have given Von a taste of his own medicine by hooking up with Asian Doll around this time. In October 2020, after the rumoured breakup with Von, Asian Doll tweets saying that she only dates killers with 3 bodies or more. Now, considering the fact that YoungBoy had just released his King Von diss song, Dead Trolls, where he rapped that he was responsible for 7 murders in his hometown, YoungBoy would seemingly meet the 3 murder requirement to date Asian Doll. And leaked DMs from
Man, she saying she only like killers is like... Hear me out when I say this. Nobody's stupid. Bitch, if you say you like killers, you like killers. Cool. But now, every nigga we see you with, we gonna think this nigga's a killer. Right? In return, if everybody else think this nigga a killer, guess who else gonna think this nigga a killer? All because you say you like niggas with 3 bodies. All they gotta do is do a little digging on Bucko. You pop out with. You know what I'm saying? It just give me the vibe like, that was unnecessary as hell. You know what I'm saying? And why you ain't say all that? I see if you would put in a little rap song though. That would have sounded good in a little rap song. You know?
YoungBoy's camp would later seemingly suggest that Asian and YoungBoy had indeed hooked up, and Asian Doll would even seem to admit the affair in her song No Exposing. YoungBoy's producer would further feed the rumour mill by posting screenshots of messages that YoungBoy had allegedly sent him from Asian Doll's Instagram account. Things were getting petty, and now YoungBoy was proving that the sentiment behind King Von's song Mine Too was true both ways. But things would only get more and more personal as the days went on. On November the 4th, 2020, Only days before King Von would end up losing his life, YoungBoy posts a snippet of a new song that he apparently made with Asian Doll, a song with the ominous working title, Meet the Reaper. Von would quickly respond by tweeting that the song is trash, and he would continue with an all-day tweet storm, during which he would once again allude and joke about a sex tape existing between him and Jania, and claiming that he is actually happy for Asian Doll, but that the song is still trash, before rehashing a lyric from his song Mine Too, once again indicating that Asian is still his girl too. This all went down on November the 4th, 2020, about a day before he would lose his life. Von was incredibly active on Twitter this day, and he would continue throwing shots at YoungBoy, tweeting that rappers are and that he's not one of them, and he would warn people to approach him with caution, and saying that his ops are acting gangster, but that's not what they're really like, whilst also trying to convince his audience, and perhaps himself, that his feelings weren't hurt and he was simply providing entertainment, with Von eventually saying in another deleted tweet that he's going to lead by example because he's older than YoungBoy, and saying that he's quitting the beef because many wars have started over a woman and that he's not beefing YoungBoy. He said that they're sharing the same women and these women don't even matter and aren't all that. And then, in the very last recorded interview before his death, King Von told DJ Academics that there was no real beef between him and YoungBoy, saying that they just had the same girl and claiming that things were just being exaggerated by people on the internet.
People told me you and YoungBoy was beefing or something like that. You said something about what happened, Von? What's going on with you, man?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same interests, and then you know how the internet will try to make it.
Don't tell me I got problems over girls.
No, it's the internet, gang. It's the you know, they'll try to make it like that because it's the internet. You see what I'm saying? And then you know how females will try to make it like that because they females, and they'll try to make it like one more hard and try to. It be just all type, but it ain't nothing too serious, nothing you should worry about.
Unfortunately for Von, things would be very serious indeed. And the very night after that interview, Von himself would escalate things out of his own control and ultimately wound up getting more than he bargained for. Just after midnight on the 5th of November 2020, Von tweets his location for the evening, a show at Atlanta club Opium. Von would go live on Instagram on the way to the club in good spirits, rapping along to his own music. He would go live pre-show with the name of the club pinned, and he would be seen on Instagram, posted up, smoking hookah with his entourage of O-Block natives. He went on to play that concert at Opium, where he would be seen jamming out on stage at the club. Just after 1 AM, Von retweeted a Young and Ace lyric with a caption saying his crew are going to catch someone and he sees them as food. While Von is performing at Opium, Quando Rondo and his entourage are fresh off recording a new music video for a song called The Drop, being seen after that shoot on social media, showing off an array of high-powered weapons that they're holding. After finishing his show, Von would be seen leaving Opium in an SUV, and interestingly, the truck can be heard playing the YoungBoy song My Window as it drove away.
There are a lot of cars behind him. Stop playing!
For some reason, Von would confuse his team by choosing not to go back to his Airbnb as his security crew originally thought, instead taking a last-minute and unexplained detour to the Monaco Hookah Lounge, where Quando Rondo was hanging out with his crew, with Von's manager 100K Track telling DJ Vlad that his team were blindsided by the change in plan.
He went over there to the after party, and then his driver and his homeboy let us know that we was redirected. We're thinking we're gonna go to the Airbnb or the hotel.
At around 3 AM that night, Von would find himself outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge, where according to 100K Track, the team would wait for almost 40 minutes in their cars, confused as to why they were there. Von himself seems to have spent that time on Twitter, where he would post his last tweet, ominously mentioning how he murders any beat he gets on. Then, only minutes after this tweet, Von would exit his car and walk across the parking lot, where he would run into Quando Rondo and immediately begun attacking him with heavy punches and no warning, sparking chaos in the large crowd around them. Unfortunately, what Von didn't know was that Quando Rondo's good friend Lil Tim was seemingly ready for the action, and he would quickly approach the two with his gun ready, letting off shots and hitting Von a total of 5 times. From there, things would quickly escalate. Von's friends from O-Block, Slutty, BJ and Louis immediately got their guns out and began to return fire to Lil Tim, leaving Tim wounded but alive on the ground, as Slutty's gun appears to jam right when he's standing over Lil Tim about to execute him. While chaos is ensuing all around them, Von is seemingly wrestling with Quando on the ground, perhaps instinctively grabbing onto him whilst holding onto his life, until King Von's friend Muwop approaches the two and separating them by striking Quando once with a large punch. Meanwhile, Von's other friends Slutty, BJ and Louis attempt to flee the scene after taking part in the shootout and almost killing Lil Tim, without realizing that they were running directly towards police officers who open fire, believing that their lives are in danger too. This killed Slutty and left Louis in critical condition with a headshot wound, and BJ was shot in the leg. BJ would actually later comment on the events of that night on social media, questioning if
why would you bust your bang and popping it?
Others would have had the courage to shoot someone with police all around them and saying that the police should have shot him in the head as well. But while the cops are having a shootout with other O-Block members, Muwop and other O-Block associates would drag King Von's limp body to a waiting car, rushing him to hospital. But what's even more crazy is that Quando would also take a wounded Lil Tim to the very same hospital that King Von and his team were at, with Quando going live showing him trying to help Tim into the hospital and get assistance from the staff.
Come on, he's shot. Come on, bit bro, you got dog. Come on, cuz just keep breathing, bit bro. Just keep breathing, cuz.
Hold on, you can't move on that fast.
You got it, my fault.
Yeah.
Man. Taking it as a full declaration of war.
I ain't want to see that.
Between them and the NBA camp. 600 Breezy claimed to be headed from Chicago to YoungBoy's hood at 150 miles an hour with the Steppers. BJ, who was still probably being treated for his leg shot.
I know one thing on we was in LA. You said, BJ, man, I appreciate you for doing so much, dude. I love you. You so loyal, BJ. I don't know how far I'll be without. I don't know how far I'll be without being able to take traits from you all my life. And dude, I appreciate you too, dude, so much. PS free, dude. Those were ransom words the day before. And to let you know, there will never be no. We are these legendary, unbelievable. We also overcome anything and make our way back on top. I don't know how much money you got. You call it a curse once you play with O-Block. Busting for L.
Shot wound would also respond, saying that their ops are now cursed and that they don't stand.
We step on everything, God. Turn them boys into
and a chance against O-Block. Meanwhile, YoungBoy affiliate Michi downplayed these declarations of war, saying that real gangsters only slide in silence.
Right there, all ain't doing no hell, scary, doing all that capping, get on that, all that, man, real speak. Hey, if you go do something, man, do something. You don't come to the city and annihilate you in the city, man. You was supposed to slab out that, man.
In a bittersweet turn of events, just a few days after.
But see, here the crazy thing, bro, because it was the shit 600 Breezy did. Well, for always look crazy as fuck to me, bro. Why you on the internet? We 150 miles and like, why you doing all that, bro? Real street niggas know, bro. If you gonna do a dumb shit like slide for your peoples, why the fuck would you announce that shit on Instagram? Right. I just felt like that looked crazy and he ain't move how he was supposed to do it. You know? Posting you on the way to a nigga city going 150 miles an hour looks stupid as hell, bro. I mean, if you want to keep it all the way funky, it looked like a clout move. It looked like a clout move. It was a lot of traffic going over the Chicago 600. It was a lot of internet traffic, you know, visiting the Anyway, it was a lot of traffic on the Chicago O-Block 600 airwaves. You feel me? And it looked like a clout move. Like I said, bro, it just looked crazy in my opinion. Stupid as hell. You know? That's my take on it.
After Von's passing, his album Welcome to O-Block would become his highest charting project ever, debuting posthumously at the unlucky number 13 on Billboard, ironically one position above YoungBoy's top album, which at that point had already spent 8 weeks on the charts after going number 1 on debut. What should have been a major career victory for Von was now unfortunately the final chapter in his short but impactful career as a gangster rapper. However, sadly for YoungBoy, this wouldn't be the end of the beef. In fact, it was only the beginning. Because despite Von being the one who provoked both YoungBoy first by taking intimate pictures with the mother of his child, and Quando by punching him for no reason outside the Monaco club, the unintended result was Von being
the fuck, he already told you niggas what was up. Nigga like me don't need a reason. Didn't y'all, we ain't all just listen? Nigga like me don't need a reason. If it's that, it's that. He told you. You know? I mean, I don't know how many times a motherfucker gotta tell you niggas.
being shot dead in front of his entire crew. And unfortunately for YoungBoy, Von wasn't just any rapper. Von was, in his own words, the most dangerous killer to ever emerge from O-Block. And Von was backed up by an army of friends, gang members, and killers who seemingly wanted nothing more than to slide for Von and get revenge. And they would be targeting Quando Rondo and YoungBoy as well as all of their friends. But the biggest threat would come in the form of Von's closest friend and mentor, Lil Durk, who just so happened to be the biggest rapper coming out of Chicago in a decade, with seemingly the power of the music industry, millions of dollars, and all of Chicago's Black Disciple gang members behind him.
Man, he making this story hella interesting. And
When
I didn't
King
sit
Von
here and watch
and
the whole
YoungBoy
story.
had gone back and forth in the summer of 2020, it was hard to imagine that their rap beef would become something deadly. But the unfortunate truth of street life is that if you're constantly armed and around other groups who are armed, it's very easy for a small disagreement to escalate into a Wild West style shootout. It's hard to believe that Quando Rondo could have possibly wanted King Von dead when he was seemingly blindsided by Von punching him in the first place. Ultimately, Quando's friend Lil Tim was simply protecting his people's best interests when he fired on King Von. Perhaps it was an overreaction, but in the capacity of Quando's muscle, he's supposed to take action and protect Quando from danger. The unfortunate circumstances of that night created a situation that nobody wanted to be in, but it is what it is. And when Lil Tim pulled that trigger, this escalated things from an industry rap beef to an interstate gang war where blood had been shed. King Von was a beloved figure in Chicago drill, not just because of his hit songs about Chicago street life, but also for his reputation as a gangster in the streets, being associated with at least 7 murders, which he seemingly confesses to in numerous lyrics. Von was the baddest gangster in Chicago history, and he had just lost his life for something completely unrelated to his ops in the Chicago gang war. After the dust settled, all eyes were on Quando Rondo, as rap fans all over the world awaited his take on exactly what had happened. 2 weeks after Von's death, on the 20th of November 2020, Quando Rondo would cause a stir when he released the song End of Story. The title seemingly a reference to Von's Crazy Story series of storytelling songs, with End of Story being a disrespectful title, essentially flipping the name of the song Crazy Story, saying that they ended King Von's story. And the cover art was even a picture of Quando and Lil Tim taken on the set of the music video shoot that took place just before Von was killed. And in the song, Quando explains his side of the incident, expressing frustration about Tim being judged for opening fire, saying that other people's friends would have left him behind and not defended him like Tim did, rapping that if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Quando who got killed by one of Von's shooters, the fans would have probably been celebrating, with Quando rapping outright that his man Lil Tim did nothing wrong, and if your friends wouldn't do the same, you probably shouldn't have them around you. But Quando would go even further than just giving his side, dropping lyrics that seemed to be a direct sign of disrespect to Von and his entourage from O-Block, essentially dissing Von and his friends, saying, "Blood on your brother on the ground, go pick your mans up," and rapping that he and Tim are claiming self-defense and that Von should have never put his hands on Quando. Quando would claim that this situation has now led to $1 million bounty being put on his head, with Quando taunting his ops from Chicago, saying that all you got? Why not make it $8 million? More than just a bounty on his head, reportedly Lil Durk was taking steps behind the scenes to harm the careers of both.
Alright, that's my first time seeing that one. Nigga said if it make it 8, he like he poking the bear with that one. Trust that million already look enticing to niggas. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying. That's my point. I'm trying to get at. That million already look enticing to niggas. You invited niggas to make it 8 with resources. You invited niggas with the resources to make it 8. Right. I don't think that was the right move, Gango. You know? Man. Hell yeah.
Quando Rondo and YoungBoy following this incident. Rumours would circulate that Durk had been buying all the tickets to Quando shows amid a spate of concert cancellations. Durk would even rap in his song
But
Hellcats and Track.
That's stupid as hell. That's stupid as hell because if he bought all the tickets, it's a sold out show. If he bought all the tickets, it's a sold out show.
reports, which was circulating in late November, that they're looking for somebody at their shows, as well as a line towards Quando or YoungBoy saying that they're not feeling your favourite rapper. Clearly, Dirk was devastated by the loss of Von and placed the blame squarely on Quando Rondo and YoungBoy. Moving forward, Dirk would make grand gestures towards Von, using his career to memorialise his fallen friend. A few months after Von's passing, Dirk would release his new album, The Voice, which he would dedicate to his fallen twin, Von, with a picture of them together on the cover. But next, Dirk would do something that was aimed directly at YoungBoy. In his January 2nd, 2021 music video for the hit song Back in Blood with Pooh Shiesty, he would call in a cameo from none other than YoungBoy's biggest surviving enemy from the Baton Rouge gang wars, TBG rapper Fredo Bang. And then 2 weeks...
No, the fuck he didn't. Realistically, this will probably went on. Let's just be logical here. Let's be logical here. Right. That Pooh Shiesty song came out in October, I believe. Let me go and get some dates for y'all boys. Back in Blood, Pooh Shiesty. The original song dropped. November 5th. Von passed away. I want to say the goddamn November 4th, wasn't it? Actually 5th. King Von. Oh, he passed the 6th. The song came out the 5th. It got released November 5th. Von passes the 6th. Back in Blood, I don't know when it got shot, but the video released January 2nd, I believe. January, top of January. Cool. Let me furthermore do my research. Fredo Bang top. When that dropped? The first song dropped April 29, 2020. When the remix dropped.
If Drew didn't.
So the remix dropped January 15th. What he's trying to insinuate is that, okay, since that happened to Vine, niggas called. No. They already had the song cooked. You already know when niggas get the song cooked. Once they make once they get a little time and they able to get together and make the video, nigga, they gonna be there together. Truth be told, a scene from the top song probably got recorded that same fucking night. I gotta rewatch the videos and to confirm all that shit, but like business was getting taken care of. It wasn't just a, you know, that shit happened to Brody, shit, come fuck with me because that shit did not go on, man. Come on, let's be logical here. Let's be logical. I see that as some corny shit if that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that's top of the line cornball shit. We about to hang together because we don't like them together. See how that sound? I feel like it was a connection way before all that. And for him to, you know. But let's continue watching this shit.
Him taken on the set of the music video, Brendo rapping and in this situation, and YoungBoy following this incident. Rumors would say not feeling your favorite rapper. Clearly, Dirk was devastated by the loss of Von and placed the blame squarely on Quando Rondo and YoungBoy. Moving forward, Dirk would make grand gestures towards Von, using his career to memorialise his fallen friend. A few months after Von's passing, Dirk would release his new album, The Voice, which he would dedicate to his fallen twin, Von, with a picture of them together on the cover. But next, Dirk would do something that was aimed directly at YoungBoy. In his January 2nd, 2021 music video for the hit song Back in Blood with Pooh Shiesty, he would call in a cameo from none other than YoungBoy's biggest surviving enemy from the Baton Rouge gang wars, TBG rapper Fredo Bang. And then, 2 weeks later, on January 15th, 2021, Fredo Bang would release a new song and music video of his own. This was a remix of a song called Top. This was an interesting title for YoungBoy's biggest surviving op to make, considering YoungBoy's nickname is Top. The official remix of the track Top would feature YoungBoy's newest op, Lil Durk, with lyrics where Durk rapped about how he felt when his cousin Nooski died. But not only that, but the music video for the Top remix was damn near a summit for YoungBoy and Quando's ops. NLE Chopper made a cameo in the music video, and if you didn't know, NLE Chopper is a bitter enemy of Quando Rondo ever since they had a clash backstage, with Quando smashing a bottle over one of NLE Chopper's friends' heads. The music video also featured a close-up shot showing one of Durk's OTF chains and a YNW chain belonging to Florida rapper YNW Melly. This was actually a reference to yet another ongoing feud between Melly's YNW crew and YoungBoy and Quando, dating all the way back to summer 2018, with a member of Melly's crew, YNW Sack Chaser, hopping on IG Live to tell the story of an altercation between the YNW crew, YoungBoy and Quando Rondo, where apparently these two crews would get into a huge brawl at the Atlantic Records offices.
We put up at Atlantic. YoungBoy already outside looking like this. So like, Melly like, they go YoungBoy. I said, oh, yeah, we might not have to fade, didn't it? So I asked straight.
We might have to fade, didn't it? How do you know off the dribble, my nigga?
Me and Drew, we was like, straight. And he was like, yo, straight. Yo, straight. YoungBoy, like, he talking to the Eli dude. He like, bro, all that, man, I'm finna just pop off. So then he popped off. He hit Melly, boom. But it's some weak, like, you would think strong, but his body, like, dead. He hit him, boom. So, like, Melly, when he hit him, Melly hit him 2 times, boom, boom. And that's when I popped off on him. Popped off on YoungBoy. And then his came after me. And they started boom, 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 boom. Melly hit on the ground. He fell on the ground because they had, like, bulldozers. So then they had ran, like, the dude broke it up. They ran out the room. Then they came back in that. Quando Rondo came in that time. Yeah, started jumping. Boom, 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 boom. Caught Quando Rondo's ass in the forehead. Boom. He caught my ass back in the forehead. Jumped up in the sky. Jumped on my chest. Ran out. I always running, though. Everybody always run from my ass. They ran out. So then YoungBoy tried to jump. Come hit my ass, too, with Melly caught his ass. Boom. Hit his ass and boom. And it was over with. And they just left.
It would seem that following this
I need
fight,
a witness on that
Melly
story. I need a witness on that story. Because it might be some shit. But ain't Melly signed to 300? See what I'm saying? I don't know, but it might be some shit though.
Von would become close friends, perhaps through a shared dislike of YoungBoy. Ultimately, they became close before Von passed, sharing the stage and studio sessions together, as well as collaborating on songs like Rollin'. Melly was seemingly a common connection between YoungBoy's enemies, as Melly had collaborated with Pt.2, with them appearing together in studio sessions teasing collaborations in late 2018, and they would end up releasing numerous songs together, like the song Ingredients on Melly's We All Shine project and Fredo's single Brazy. In fact, when YNW Melly ended up getting charged with the double murder of 2 of his friends, prosecutors had apparently suggested that Fredo Bang might have been the person who Melly called to come and get him after the murders took place. So, YoungBoy and Quando's enemies in both the music industry and in the streets of Baton Rouge and Chicago were all linking up and uniting against them. It would truly be YoungBoy and Quando against the world at this point, but they wouldn't take all of the heat without sending a few shots back. On February the 12th, 2021, Quando Rondo releases the music video for his song Soul Reaper, and in this video, Quando uses an actor with dyed blonde dreads like Von's friend Lil Durk, seemingly depicting this Lil Durk lookalike getting kidnapped and shot. And the song itself had lyrics seemingly referencing Von, with Quando rapping that someone ran up on me, then we sprayed him, I'm talking lights out. Quando referenced the fight taking place before the killing of Von, saying that it doesn't matter who got beaten up, it's about who got killed. Eventually, Quando Rondo would open up more seriously about his involvement in the situation that claimed Von's life when he appeared in an extended interview with Angela Yee on April the 12th, 2021, where he opened up all about the incident, saying that he had no idea why Von punched him and that he didn't even know that it was Von until the next day.
Like, I'm thinking it's some regular individual. Next thing you know, it hit me. So I looked at it like, all right, babe, I ain't mad at nothing about it, but I guess this is how it go. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, this the big bro. In my mind, I'm just thinking regular in reality.
Quando would also say that he didn't even know there was a beef between YoungBoy's camp and Von's crew.
Cause I know dude just dropped the tape. Like, was they trying to do something to me? Like, just boost him up? Or like,
What? I don't.
You just don't know where. You just don't know where it came from. You have no idea.
Despite Quando's attempts at calming things down with this interview, seemingly there was no stopping the consequences. And in the coming months, Quando and his team would be a frequent target of what appeared to be revenge attacks. He would be targeted in a shooting after a show at a gas station convenience store in Georgia on the 2nd of May 2021, luckily escaping without injury. And Quando wouldn't be discouraged by this attempt on his life either, and he would continue to push his career forward. On May the 7th, 2021, Quando released his 6th mixtape, Still Taking Risks, his first full-length release since the killing of King Von, a project laced with disrespectful references to the incident where Von died. And Lil Tim, Quando's homie who shot Von, would end up releasing a disrespectful diss song and music video of his own titled Off the List, where Lil Tim would rap boastfully about having just checked someone off the list and upped the score by gunning someone down. And YoungBoy's crew were throwing their full support behind Quando and Tim too, with NBA Ben 10 calling for Tim's freedom at the end of 2021, with a social media post showing that Ben has Tim saved in his phone as Von Killer. However, the pressure was piling up for Dirk to do something in retaliation for Von's death. Since Von lost his life, the internet was awash with people commenting, "Slide for Von," a common comment by internet trolls looking to goad Dirk into getting revenge on Quando and YoungBoy for what happened to Von. Unsurprisingly, all of this talk of sliding for Von was clearly getting to the very man that everybody was asking to slide, Lil Durk. So it would seem that Dirk, unable to keep his beef in the streets, felt compelled to rap about the situation on songs. On October the 8th, 2021, Lil Durk raps on the Who Wants Smoke remix, saying that people keep trolling him saying slide for Von, but he's already got back. People just don't know it, as well as rapping that people die pumping gas, a possible reference to the shooting of Quando at a gas station earlier in the year. It seemed that Dirk was trying to quash the slide for Von trend by hinting to the world that he had in fact already slid and tried to have Quando killed. That track was followed a week later by Dirk's new song Pissed Me Off, where he raps that since he lost Von, he can't be happy until they even the score, and rapping, perhaps self-referentially, that if you're not a shooter, you should put up money for the guns, stolen cars, and the bail. On the 1-year anniversary of King Von's death, Quando Rondo tweets that I never forgave you for what you did, and that hurt me to this day. Perhaps he's still talking about Von sucker punching him, or perhaps he's talking about Lil Durk and the campaign behind the scenes to avenge Von, even though Von was the aggressor. After all, King Von's real beef was with Quando's label mate YoungBoy, and YoungBoy himself wouldn't have kind words for Von either. After this tweet, YoungBoy would reference Von's death publicly on audio-based social media app Clubhouse, telling DJ Academics that this is what happens when someone comes in the industry trying to be the tough guy, and that Von acted on his feelings and now he can't feel anymore.
Man, we see how this turned out we see how this turned out with certain come inside the rap game and feel like, oh, I'm the one who they gotta get into it with for the reach this certain point of what. Man, boy, you can stink like your ass a gangster, boy. I'm gonna show you something, boy. We done seen this. We done seen this. Wanna be a gangster too bad. Be a killer too bad, man. You better calm your stupid ass down, for you can't have no type of emotion no more, boy.
Yeah.
Man, you know how this.
Later in December, the beef between Lil Durk's OTF Collective and Quando Rondo and NBA YoungBoy's camp would continue to play out on Clubhouse. At the end of the month, OTF affiliate Mimo600 ends up in Clubhouse with Lil Tim and NBA YoungBoy, where YoungBoy says that he's going to keep it friendly with Mimo, and then he plays Lil Tim's song, All About Killing Von, and asks why he's not being friendly anymore.
Well, they doing no jokes and none of that. We cool with that.
Yes, a lot of.
Believe that, yeah, man. They keep that
Melly was on here.
That my homeboy talk about.
Yeah, that's my little homeboy. We gonna keep that thing gangster and cordial while we on here. Right? Almost there. Such a dude.
You don't want that smoke, you know how in Atlanta.
I shouldn't be laughing, man. I shouldn't be laughing. But why? You know what I'm saying? Why? But you know what I'm saying?
You know what happened last time I saw you?
Say little Mimo. What you on, bro? Mimo.
Just check the new got off the list.
Off the list. Man, bro, I guess don't me.
Damn, bro, I thought we was cool. Man, I thought we was for me. I thought we were keeping this thing closed, and man, he don't want to run it, man. Make little bro happy, man. He don't want to talk this.
Clearly YoungBoy wasn't over his beef with Von, and things were about to go to a whole new level of public disrespect. And moving into 2022, on January the 12th, YoungBoy drops a song referencing the killing of Von, rapping on the track Bring the Hook that he's smoking that O-Block pack and that Von got folded up in Atlanta after saying he was going to kill YoungBoy, with YoungBoy even comparing Von's death to something from the show Squid Game, which if you think about it is kind of a deep bar, because in many ways the drill music game is as dangerous and deadly as the Squid Games for Von and YoungBoy. YoungBoy also dropped a line about a body being stitched back up, seemingly a reference to leaked images from King Von's autopsy. And also another disrespectful line where he says that Von must have seen a gremlin the way his body shook, and comparing hunting ops to fishing, and ending the track saying, "You know I pull off plenty killings." Dirk would respond to the song with a social media post the same day, saying, "Don't claim it if you didn't do it," and calling YoungBoy a bitch while sitting next to a picture of Von. King Von's sister Kayla B would then chime in, repeating that statement on her Twitter, and the following day mocking YoungBoy for acting like he's a demon whilst he's on house arrest, telling him to get in these streets. A day later, a number of people would be seen in O-Block filming a music video and burning green bandanas, a sign of disrespect to YoungBoy's 4K Trey crew, who are known to wear green bandanas. Also getting involved was fellow Chicago Black disciple Lil Reese, who had previously...
I need to refill the cup, bro. I need to get some more lick. Hold on.
threatened to beat up Quando Rondo the very same day that Von was seen hanging out with Jania, with Reese responding to a post by DJ Academics saying that YoungBoy was on demon time in his new song. Reese clapped back saying that YoungBoy was not on demon time and that he's just rapping like the rest of these rappers rap. This was something that NLE Chopper also chimed in to agree with NLE Chopper involving himself firmly in this beef pretty much out of nowhere, probably due to his existing hatred of Quando Rondo after their backstage brawl and due to his close personal friendship with King Von. NLE Chopper actually did an interview a couple days later, where he said outright he agrees with Reese and he felt that YoungBoy had nothing to do with Von's death, so it was wrong to rap about it, even going as far as to say that Von was trying to put the gun down and fight, and that Lil Tim shooting him was a snake move.
Pretty much I was just agreeing with what Reese said, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's certain things that nobody's right or nobody's wrong in my opinion. But, you know what I'm saying, I know what's right with me, and I don't know like who I stand with and who I support. Like, and when you speak on certain situations that you really don't have nothing to do with, or you wasn't in that position, and somebody lost their life because, you know what I'm saying, somebody was trying to put a gun down and have a square, you know what I'm saying, a simple fight, and you glorify certain things that was a snake move. At the end of the day, wasn't wrong or right, because you're protecting your brand at the end of the day. But still, it's just certain things you don't glorify if you wasn't there, if you wasn't in the space, and if you ain't do something, you know. So it's just certain things you respect at the end of the day. NBA always a fantastic artist. One period of time, he was my favorite artist, you know what I'm saying?
2 days after that, a YoungBoy fan claimed to have beaten up NLE Chopper at the airport on behalf of 4K Trey.
Hey, yo. Bro, I like these, bro, because it helped me revisit what the fuck went on, bro. It helped me revisit. With that being said, cool. Bruh, watching all this shit in real time, you were just like, what the fuck is going on, bruh? What is really going on out here? Right? You just questioned everything. Cause it's like, is this real or this just a skit going on? But NLE fighting, let me take these dumbass things out. But NLE fighting a nigga at the airport was about the wildest shit of the whole shit. Cause like, all right, once y'all niggas done fighting, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know who this nigga is. Not NLE, the Mexican guy. To this day, we still don't know who the fuck this nigga is. But yeah, he threw hands on some, I'm rocking with 4K Trey shit. And it's like, yo, 15 minutes is over with. And he fucked around and got his ass, because NLE had that big ass bag on him. And he still hung in with Buddy. He ain't been in some school fights. That let me know a little something about NLE. He been in some school fights. Anyway, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just knocked out NLE Chopper. He's a 4K we in this.
NLE chopper in the airport, y'all.
Look at his lip. 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 Look at his motherfucking lip. Hold on. Y'all don't mind. Hello, motherfucker. Hold on. Transform. Right here. Put that right there. Okay, we in the game, man.
Now in the lead chopper, he's a
watch his lips.
Oh, 4K. We in his.
NLE chopper in the airport, y'all.
What's what I say? Right, scared you bitch at me, and then I popped him and knocked him out.
He just beat up NLE chopper.
Hold on. I popped him and knocked him out. Boy, if you don't sit your stupid ass the fuck down.
The rapper. About that ain't
and then that little bitch on his dick. Look at him. Listen to him.
He just knocked out a rapper. Hold on.
That ain't even his bitch. That's a.
It's scary. Yeah, all you NLE. I asked you mad times. What? Stop playing with me. Yeah.
Amid all of this controversy, NLE Chopper would continue to discuss his friendship with King Von publicly, even claiming in a Breakfast Club interview that Von would supply him with firearms when he visited Atlanta and that he's siding with Von in the beef due to their friendship.
I made certain comments because my brother Von, that's what I made a comment on, defending his name because he's not able to defend his name. When Von was on house arrest, I was going to his house. When I used to come down, he'll make sure I had scraps on me. He'll make sure I was protected.
With the hip-hop scene buzzing with chatter about the latest diss in this deadly feud, the next day, on the 18th of January 2022, YoungBoy comes out with another song referencing the beef, his song Know Like I Know. The track references Von's sister saying that she was Big 4L on Twitter the day YoungBoy dropped the song Bring the Hook. She was actually referring to a 21 Savage lyric from the song Glock in My Lap, directing that to YoungBoy to call him a and claimed that she was a member of the same gang as Von. A complicated reference, as YoungBoy seemingly in the past had a good relationship with 21 Savage. 21 Savage appeared on one of his first industry remixes on the track Murder all the way back in 2016, but after Von died, 21 would seemingly choose Durk's side in this beef, with the YoungBoy later rapping that 21 Savage is the person that jumped him into the Blood Gang, and that's the reason why he got a 4L tattoo on his neck. But after the beef with Von, YoungBoy says that he called 21 for support and that 21 turned down the call and denied knowing who he was. But back to the song Know Like I Know. Other than the line about 21 Savage and Kayla B at the start, the majority of the opening bars on the track were actually aimed at NLE Chopper, with YoungBoy saying that he will kill him for picking sides with Lil Reese on Twitter, telling him he's a real demon, saying directly that he saw Chopper's interview in bed and thought to himself, he doesn't even know Chopper, but Chopper wants to see him dead, as well as lines that could be aimed at NLE Chopper or Durk, rapping that you can get killed like your friend and that they're not ready to see brains lying around the club. With me leaning towards thinking that this lyric is actually aimed at Lil Durk due to YoungBoy rapping that he plays for keeps, a reference to the famous Chicago drill song Play for Keeps by friends of Lil Durk, LA Capone, and Rondo No. 9. A day later, on January the 19th, 2022, YoungBoy posts a picture on Instagram saying that his ops are going to die, along with another picture telling them to stay safe. Seemingly this was a reference to earlier alleged leaked DMs between Durk and Quando, where Quando had seemingly tried to squash the beef with Durk telling him, stay safe. This might be an indication that despite Quando denying the authenticity of these DMs, they very well may have been real. Lil Durk would seemingly respond to YoungBoy's picture with a picture of his own using money to spell out, hurry y'all bitch ass up. Seemingly not discouraged by Durk returning fire on social media, YoungBoy would continue dropping disrespectful murder anthems, inflaming the beef with Durk's OTF crew and Von's friends from O-Block even further. On January the 21st, 2022, YoungBoy drops the song No Switch, with the title being a reference to Lil Durk's frequent mentions of switches in his songs. On the song itself, YoungBoy references Von's death, saying, pallbearers bring your body to the grave because his shooters don't miss. Following that lineup, saying that it's on Dave, a possible joke on King Von, who used to always say on King David. That's a common line used by Black Disciple gang members, where they're essentially swearing on the life of the founder of the Black Disciples gang, David, King David Barksdale, as well as the fact that of course YoungBoy lost his close friend Lil Dave when he was a child. YoungBoy goes on to rap, you don't want to see Lil Tim jump out that truck, another reference to the sequence of events that saw King Von losing his life at the hands of Lil Tim's gun. And YoungBoy ends the song with an outro where he claims outright that his team are rapper slayers. A bold statement when you consider the fact that in addition to King Von, Quando Rondo's gang were rumoured to have had something to do with the murder of a rival Savannah rapper called Huncho Reese. And on top of that, NBA YoungBoy's crew have been famously connected to the murder of up-and-coming Baton Rouge rap rivals G Money and Boulevard Quick. So when he says they're rapper slayers...
6'5", 6'6". He stood next to the G-Wagon and his head was over the G-Wagon. Hell yeah. That boy in history sitting in that G-Wagon. Look at the back of that motherfucker. Hell yeah.
Connected to the murder of up-and-coming Baton Rouge rap rivals G Money and Boulevard Quick. So when he says they're rapper slayers, they really mean it. The day YoungBoy released No Switch was the same day Lil Tim seemingly returned to Twitter with a new account and a kiss-blowing emoji. Clearly, the beef was heating up, and Lil Durk would be quick to respond. He would feature as a verse on the January 25th, 2022 Gucci Mane song, Rumors, where Durk would rap that he's paying for specific people to be shot, and that he's following people when they're in Atlanta. And, seemingly referencing Lil Tim being shot, saying they shot someone's homie for trolling him, and that they were surprised he survived. Durk goes on to rap that he's not even checking his ops pages to see if anyone died after sending these hits, as well as rapping that he is planning to use women to get his ops set up and killed, ending his verse saying that he won't tell people who shot their friend and pondering why his ops don't call him and choose instead to post on Instagram, as well as seemingly dissing NBA YoungBoy for his earlier back and forths where he spelled words out with money, saying that he's lucky that he doesn't do this stuff for Instagram. Then, the following month, fans would hear yet another response from Lil Durk. On February 22nd, Lil Durk drops his new song, Aha. Durk would rap saying that people tell him not to respond to people disrespecting Von, but he claps back saying that he wants his people to pick up their guns and shoot when people diss Von. He would rap that he's giving people locations and getting it done, seemingly a reference to the shootings targeting Quando Rondo as retaliation for Von's death. Durk is literally saying in his songs that he is actively sliding for Von and attracting the attention of the cops. Durk would even go on to rap a line that seemed to suggest that Von was sleeping with YoungBoy's women, Jania, and that Quando and his crew are YoungBoy's subordinates. Durk then says that his shooters have been sliding through their blocks and that the ops don't know it, and saying that someone got shot but they didn't claim it, but he can prove it. Perhaps a reference once again to that gas station shooting targeting Quando. Durk would say that Quando and YoungBoy have only been acting tough since Von died, and inferring that YoungBoy snitched to get out of his legal problems. And Durk would also rap that despite people thinking he's soft because he sings, he's the one who gets people shot, seemingly another reference to that May shooting of Quando's team. Durk would also confirm that he was indeed talking about his ops on the earlier diss song Pissed Me Off, inviting them to slide and get revenge if they don't like it, before saying that he's been killing people to feel better rather than going to therapy. Durk ends the track with one final lyric suggesting that he had had somebody's friend set them up and give them the location of one of the people he's been targeting. This was a bold and frankly incriminating song when you know the truth behind it, but YoungBoy didn't waste any time, responding the very same day with a diss track of his own targeting Lil Durk. The track I Hate YoungBoy. And on this song, YoungBoy had lyrics about Durk's cousin being killed and nothing being done about it. He would also rap that there's a clean up on aisle O, essentially mocking King Von from O Block's death, and rapping straight after this that his brother let the stick blow, so it's his smoke, essentially claiming responsibility for the killing of Von by association. YoungBoy also claimed that he was listening to Wooski, one of King Von's biggest enemies from Chicago, as well as going on to say that he no longer likes Gucci Mane since he collaborated with Durk on the song Rumors. He would drop bars suggesting that Lil Durk is only dissing him so hard because he's on house arrest and he can't retaliate in the streets. Following that up, rapping outright, I'll kill you. YoungBoy would also go on to mention the mother of his child, Jania, who Von had apparently slept with, saying that she's richer than anyone in Durk's team. He would even claim to be trying to kill and set up literally anyone who ever did a song with Durk.
My bad, gang. My bad. Okay, he went from aha to I Hate YoungBoy. I'll press enter.
His own, targeting Lil Durk. The track I Hate YoungBoy. And on this song, YoungBoy had lyrics about Durk's cousin being killed and nothing being done about it. He would also rap that there's a clean up on aisle O, essentially mocking King Von from O Block's death, and rapping straight after this that his brother let the stick blow, so it's his smoke, essentially claiming responsibility for the killing of Von by association. YoungBoy
I missed that. Ooh. I missed that, damn.
Also claimed that he was listening to Wooski, one of King Von's biggest enemies from Chicago, as well as going on to say that he no longer likes Gucci Mane since he collaborated with Durk on the song Rumors. He He would drop bars suggesting that Lil Durk is only dissing him so hard because he's on house arrest and he can't retaliate in the streets. Following that up, rapping outright, "I'll kill you." YoungBoy would also go on to mention the mother of his child, Jania, who Von had apparently slept with, saying that she's richer than anyone in Durk's team. He would even claim to be trying to kill and set up literally anyone who ever did a song with Durk, even dissing Lil Baby, who had recently done a collaborative album with Lil Durk, Voice of the Heroes. YoungBoy would call Durk a pussy and claim that Durk was only dissing him because he's mad about Von getting killed. He would even diss Lil Durk's father, referencing Big Durk, who spent time in federal prison, saying he's a bitch and telling him to comfort Durk's grieving auntie, a reference to the death of Durk's cousin Nooski. YoungBoy would also diss King Von's sister Kayla B, once again for claiming she was 4L, and YoungBoy would even call out fans and YouTubers for hating on Tim and Quando Rondo and acting like they were wrong for killing Von, with a bar telling YouTube streamers not to react to him no more, seemingly pointing the finger at the king of Twitch streaming Kai Cenat, who had actually been seen with Lil Durk that very same day. There were also lyrics mentioning Apple Music, where YoungBoy says F them because they promote Lil Durk but blackball him and Quando. According to academics, after Von got killed, Apple Music decided not to push YoungBoy anymore out of respect to Lil Durk.
The whole Quando Rondo and whatever, they stopped playlisting anything that was NBA associated. And the reasoning that was given was literally this. This is why he dissed Apple Music on I Hate YoungBoy. The reason was given was, we don't want to upset the other side. That's factual.
The fact that these two major artists had gone back and forth on each other so savagely, all in the same day, was huge news in the rap world, and the beef didn't even stop at songs.
Because with him saying that, he's trying to say they feel like the Durk relationship is way more powerful than doing fair business with both parties. That's was basically what he's saying, and I'm not buying that. Not one bit. The only motherfucker I seen get special privileges from Apple was Drake. I forgot which album was that, but that bitch was a notification on everybody's phone. I forgot which album was that, but you niggas know what album I'm talking about. That bitch was a notification on everybody's phone. That's the only motherfucker I seen get special privileges. I just don't feel like Apple think the relationship with Durk is valuable with them having just a fair business relationship with both parties. Just like how Durk is selling big records, so is Bucko. I'm just saying, as a smart businessman, it's not to get into between the both. If you want to do business and push this music, that's what y'all do. That's what Apple Music do. Y'all push this music, right? All right, cool. What the fuck? Why would you want to get in the middle of that if you can make, instead of making, let's just call it $1 million. Instead of making that $1 million, you can make 2.
After releasing Aha, Durk posted to Instagram that he got 2 million views in 15 hours, taunting his rivals and saying these were real numbers. But when YoungBoy unexpectedly clapped back with a response the same day, his I Hate YoungBoy track went crazy on the numbers, surpassing Durk's debut. And Quando Rondo would take to IG to gloat towards Lil Durk's earlier post, referencing the success of YoungBoy's new song over Durk's release, posting YoungBoy's video with 2.2 million views in 5 hours and saying, nah, those are some real numbers. The song I Hate YoungBoy led to a huge fallout, and it wasn't just Lil Durk who was mad. After catching a stray in the diss song, Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane would also throw his hat into the ring, dropping his own diss track aimed towards YoungBoy on March the 4th, 2022, a track titled Publicity Stunt, which essentially accused YoungBoy of dissing him as a publicity stunt, and even threatening to kill YoungBoy for dissing him, with Gucci Mane actually ending the song.
I'm about to say, I thought you feel like that's the only diss I remember for real, and that was some fire ass shit.
Disavowing.
I thought you feel like Gucci Mane in 2006 Hey, well, damn.
YoungBoy's earlier lyrics that shouted him out in his hit song Make No Sense, with Gucci rapping, "I thought you felt like me in 2006. The beef with Lil Durk was now spreading throughout the industry, and an entire united front of artists who were friends with Durk and Von were getting together to blacklist YoungBoy from the music industry. But it wasn't all their fault, as despite having a successful 2020, dropping back-to-back #1 albums, YoungBoy was still getting himself in trouble in the streets, and his record label, as well as the music industry at large, were beginning to get tired of his antics. And unfortunately for YoungBoy, in the midst of this enormous interstate beef with King Von and Lil Durk, he would wind up getting himself in a whole lot of trouble for another reason, catching numerous serious criminal charges relating to firearms, ultimately winding up losing his freedom when he needed it the most, and truly testing the patience of his industry backers to their limits. On September the 28th, 2020, YoungBoy was part of a large group of people filming a music video, apparently for his song Chopper City. YoungBoy was seen in social media clips around this time, appearing to tote a Draco whilst driving an old school Cutlass. And another shot where we would see his car is filled with green bandana waving 4K Trey goons. And this day, YoungBoy was live on his videographer Rich Porter's Instagram, recording himself an NBA Michi baby, toting firearms and rapping the song Chopper City.
Take a two. That what my cousin Michi say? I'm talking five. That's about $5 million for my album. That's an easy thing. Boy, put the camera on Rich, yeah? Put the camera on. Oh, my like Bezos, like that. 200 for my chain. Watch that. Boy, stop playing, man. Stop playing, man. What's the...
There were also other shots circulating on social media showing YoungBoy and his crew dancing around and toting guns in the middle of the street. YoungBoy would even pose with child fans while holding a rifle. They were back on Chippewa Street, YoungBoy's native hood, but unfortunately, not everybody from YoungBoy's home block was a fan of him or his gang-affiliated homies. At some point, somebody called 911 to report a large group of youngsters filming a music video and toting Uzis and AK-47s right in the middle of their street. The police would arrive at the scene, reportedly even taunting YoungBoy and his friends and family by quoting lyrics from his song No Smoke. And footage would later circulate showing YoungBoy being put in handcuffs alongside around 15 of his friends.
Ain't doing nothing while you hold him like that. He ain't doing shit now. A motherfucking thing.
Hey, they don't like butter.
Already.
With the news later reporting on the arrest and the huge haul of guns and cash taken from the incident. And YoungBoy's post-arrest mugshot would circulate soon after the arrest. But cops couldn't hold him for long, and within a day or so, YoungBoy was released on $75,000 bond and would be seen taking pictures with fans outside jail in the same outfit he was arrested in.
He about to come out your
Same here.
For my son, all right, yeah, that's right.
Give him a hug, I got it.
Give me a picture.
Process on social media for the world to see.
Don't play with no damn. So they coming out right now. Don't sit your bitch. Don't you want to get locked up for, stupid? Look at Tyler.
Tyler had me in the back seat stand with money on the police. I tell fans, I tell you, the fans. Who y'all know? I tell you, I don't know him in 4K truck.
The cops would claim to have recovered 14 guns and $79,000 in cash, and YoungBoy would post on social media letting the world know that the cops had also taken the Chopper City music video footage away from him. The cops would eventually attempt to use this footage against him. In fact, the state would even use stills from the social media clips of YoungBoy toting a chopper in the street as evidence, and YoungBoy's attorney would take to the media to assure the world that his client was not guilty. and that he did not have a gun on him at the time of the arrest.
A broad daylight drug bust landing 16 men behind bars tonight, including Baton Rouge rapper NBA YoungBoy.
It's crazy. Good. Yeah, the YoungBoy is in jail.
Tonight, his attorney calls this arrest ridiculous, saying there's nothing in the report that indicates he did anything wrong. They arrested several people, and there was no indication that he had any guns or drugs on him at the time of the arrest. The attorney vows his client will be found innocent, and all of this cleared up in court.
Unfortunately for YoungBoy, his cameraman would be arrested, with his gun, his camera, and the SD cards being confiscated. And YoungBoy was later charged with possession of the gun discovered from the cameraman, as well as from a nearby parked car, with prosecutors claiming to have reviewed the footage on those SD cards and witnessed YoungBoy toting firearms. Anywho, since bailing out, YoungBoy would be a free man once again. But as time passed, these legal issues would soon catch up with him. Apparently, after bailing out in Baton Rouge, YoungBoy decided to try and play it safe, moving out of the dangerous city that he came up in, opting instead to spend his time in Los Angeles suburb Tarzana and focus on recording his latest album, Until I Return. But he would still release music in this time. Until I Return was YoungBoy's fourth project of 2020, releasing on the 11th of November, just 6 days after the death of King Von. However, as it was so soon after that incident, there was no direct lyrics referencing Von's death, perhaps because everything was already recorded, finalized, and ready to release before the unfortunate events of November 6th unfolded. Perhaps the controversy around that event or the subsequent industry blacklisting played a role in this project performing worse than his previous releases. It would peak at number 10 on Billboard, effectively ending YoungBoy's hot streak of 3 number 1s and a number 2 charting project. But YoungBoy wouldn't be discouraged. In fact, following this release, he would ramp up production, continuing to drop back-to-back new songs and music videos. On November the 20th, he would drop a joint mixtape with Rich the Kid called Nobody's Safe, which landed at number 43 on the Billboard 200 charts. And that collaborative album would be followed by a string of solo releases, hyping fans up for YoungBoy's next full-length project. There was the uplifting track How I Been, the murder anthem Green Dot, the inspiring track It Ain't Over, and he would also appear on major guest spots with other rappers, like French Montana on So Real and Tragic with Kid Laroi, which charted at 76 on Billboard. Moving into 2021, it would seem that YoungBoy was loading up something big, releasing the first single off his next album, fan favorite track Toxic Punk in February, and another solo track, I Ain't Scared, in mid-March. Everything was all building towards the release of YoungBoy's hotly anticipated third studio album, Sincerely Kentrell, which was slated for a May release. However, YoungBoy's entire 2021 plan would come to a screeching halt suddenly at the end of March, as behind the scenes, the police forces in Baton Rouge and Los Angeles were teaming up with the FBI for a big bust on YoungBoy relating to his September 2020 arrest. On March the 10th, 2022, an indictment was filed in Louisiana charging YoungBoy with being a felon in possession of a firearm. This was all the result of the Chopper City music video shoot in September 2020. However, at this point in time, cops would have no idea where YoungBoy was, so 9 days later, they'd get granted a search warrant to track the location of YoungBoy's phone. This leads them to a property on Amigo Avenue in the Los Angeles suburb of Tarzana. This would apparently warrant the attention of an entire FBI task force who would begin to monitor YoungBoy's home covertly, waiting for their chance to swoop in. And eventually, they would see YoungBoy leave the home in his Maybach truck alone. At this point, officers turned on their police lights and took chase. According to documents, YoungBoy would appear to park the vehicle after seeing the sirens, rolling down the window and putting both hands out before hitting the gas. YoungBoy would take off, fleeing in the Maybach south on Amigo, making turn after turn. He would ultimately travel 2 blocks, escaping the sight of cops, before stopping the car and fleeing on foot northbound on Krebs Avenue from Red Wing Street. Footage would circulate allegedly showing the aftermath of YoungBoy running away from police, followed by a manhunt in the area, with cop cars sweeping through looking for where YoungBoy was hiding with helicopters and police dogs. YoungBoy would eventually surrender to police after K9 units were deployed, with YoungBoy apparently being found 2 hours after fleeing near the hedgeline of a backyard of a nearby house. But, making matters worse, cops would find a loaded FNX 45 caliber pistol and ammunition in the Maybach behind the passenger seat, and they would also find cash and an assortment of never broke again jewelry. As a convicted felon, YoungBoy is prohibited from possessing firearms, and this would be yet another gun charge to add on to the existing warrant. YoungBoy was then taken into custody for the September 2020 Baton Rouge arrest and given a fresh new charge for the gun found in his car during the LA arrest, with YoungBoy's ex Yaya Mayweather telling the world that her day was ruined when she found out the news of the arrest. As a result of this incident, YoungBoy ends up in a Louisiana jail for most of 2021, leaving his team to pick up the pieces with regards to his music. But thankfully, his prolific recording schedule left them with a lot of material to work with. So while YoungBoy is in jail, big releases continue taking place. In May, they released the second single of the album, White Teeth, and in July, the third single, Nevada. All of his singles charted on Billboard and provided the perfect conditions for his album to release. So on September the 24th, 2021, YoungBoy's third studio album, Sincerely Kentrell, drops. The album's opening track, Bad Morning, is a standout YoungBoy song.
Boy, in recent memory, that's been the best one. Oh my, I ain't even gonna put it on nobody, but niggas know what I'm talking about, bro.
And the inspirational anthem would captivate the wider rap audience,
It's either that or Colors, but no skippers. No
the
skippers.
song to chart on the Billboard Hot 100 Songs chart at 28. This was a tie with YoungBoy's previous chart record on the song Lil Top that also hit 28 on the Hot 100, with those two songs at 28 being YoungBoy's highest charting solo positions to date. Elsewhere on the project, YoungBoy was continuing his usual brand of melodic murder music. One particularly eyebrow-raising song is the track Forgiato. In it, YoungBoy seemingly admits to having used contract killers over 7 times, warning his ops that they will be killed before the end of the year, and claiming to be known in his town as the Murder Man. He would seemingly diss Lil Durk and King Von, rapping that rappers want him gone, but he's going to take their soul. He would also respond to Lit Yoshi's earlier comments, where he claimed that all the members of the NBA gang all claim responsibility for the same one murder.
Somebody died, the whole city rip on one body. That's crazy. How if somebody died, the whole city will get on Instagram and rip on it, and ain't got nothing to do with it.
With YoungBoy rebuffing those comments on Forgiato with an outrageous chorus, saying that in spite of Yoshi's claims, he's had over 7 people killed, and rapping that once he's completed 10 killings, he will have to start counting his bodies on his toes. This was a bold lyric that sparked intense speculation about whether or not YoungBoy's claims of having had over 7 people killed was true or not. Some would argue that he likely has paid for 7 murders and perhaps even carried out some himself, while others would assume that it's all lies, suggesting that perhaps YoungBoy was just talking about kills on the game Call of Duty. Ultimately, at this point in his career, YoungBoy's name had certainly been associated with the deaths of over 7 people. If you simply consider his lyrics and the number of people whose deaths have been associated with him over the years, there's 9 suspected lives lost at this point. But that doesn't mean YoungBoy is physically or legally responsible for any of these deaths. Perhaps he's just trying to hype up the mystique around his music, or perhaps he truly does see himself responsible for close to 10 deaths at this point in his career. It would be an irresistible riddle for rap fans to try and unwrap. Pitchfork would summarize YoungBoy's album Sincerely Kentrell accurately, saying that it painted a portrait of YoungBoy as a tragic figure who blurred the line between fact and fiction, and ultimately saying the mystique around YoungBoy combined with the project itself was a brilliant creative body of work, and all of the mystique around YoungBoy and his past, combined with his talent, contributed to huge record sales, with the project being YoungBoy's biggest album debut of his career, selling an enormous 137,000 copies first week. This saw Sincerely Kentrell going #1 on Billboard, all while YoungBoy was still in jail. This made him the third rapper in history to have a #1 album whilst in jail, coming up.
That motherfucker spent 44 weeks on it. That's damn near a year. It's 52 weeks in a year. That's, well, it's about a month and a half of not on that bitch.
After Tupac and Lil Wayne, but YoungBoy would go on to have back-to-back victories. As the month after Sincerely Kentrell topped the charts, in October 2021, YoungBoy was granted release on a $500,000 bond, allowing him house arrest whilst he awaited trial on his gun charge. The conditions were that he had to stay on a strict lockdown in Salt Lake City, where he had recently bought a home, and he would be set to live with a whole security team whose job it is to protect YoungBoy and enforce the terms of his house arrest. This includes a limit of 3 pre-approved visitors at all times. His release would reportedly take place on October the 26th, 2021. However, unlike previous releases, he would keep a low profile and not go live immediately after coming out of jail. He would reportedly be whisked away to Utah, where he would be held on house arrest as he awaited 2 trials. One for the gun case from the Chopper City music video shoot in Baton Rouge, and the other from when he fled the FBI when they came to arrest him in LA. While YoungBoy would be stuck at home, making the most of his house arrest and recording an ungodly amount of music, behind the scenes, his lawyers would be going back and forth with prosecutors.
I'm saying, gang, like, what's in Utah? If anybody can just talk to me, what's in Utah? What's they good food? You feel me? You know how Chicago got pizza, New York got pizza, California got burgers. What LA do? Only been to LA. Houston got. I ate Whataburger at fucking Houston, and it was ass too. I ain't really get to explore Houston food. Nigga, Florida got finger licking. My mommy, it smacks. Anyway, what Utah got? What Utah got? I'm wondering.
Laying the foundations for an enormous legal battle.
Give me your personal recommendation. Don't Google nothing. I want what you had. You feel me? I want your experience type shit. Hell yeah.
For some reason, YoungBoy would first face trial in LA for the gun found in his car, rather than for the original gun charge in Baton Rouge. His lawyers argued that he was panicking when the FBI swooped in, calling it a heavy-handed arrest, and claiming that he didn't even know that
Parks told me
there was a warrant for his arrest or a gun in his car. Investigators were apparently unable to find his fingerprints on the gun, which helped his position massively. Prosecutors even tried to use lyrics from YoungBoy's songs that mentioned firearms as evidence. For example, in the song Gunsmoke, YoungBoy raps lyrics naming numerous models of guns, like FNs, Glocks, and MAC-10s, which the prosecutors wanted to use to show that YoungBoy had familiarity and knowledge of the brand FN, the make of gun that was found in his car. They were also trying to use YoungBoy's NBA jewelry that was found in the car to tie him to the gun that was found alongside it. And they would also attempt to tie YoungBoy to a Philadelphia-based jeweler, Shine, who had made his custom NBA pieces, even bringing in lyrics from his song Life Support, where he rapped that he shops at Shine. But YoungBoy's lawyers argued that these songs were simply entertainment and not an admission of bad acts. In fact, YoungBoy's lawyers in this trial were extremely shrewd and creative in their methods of combating the accuser's attempts to use his lyrics against him. YoungBoy's lawyers even made the judges aware of a study carried out by Adam Dunham from the University of California, Irvine, where 2 groups of people were asked to react to lyrics from a country song, A Boy Named Sue by Johnny Cash, which came out in 1969. Lyrics of the song included, "Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes and he went down, but to my surprise, he came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear," as well as the line, "But I busted a chair right across his teeth and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and a gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer." Now, they're not quite Bronx drill lyrics, but they're certainly violent lyrics. And in the study, the first group were told that the song was a hip-hop track, but the second group of people were told that it was a country ballad. The results of the study showed that the first group of people viewed the song in a negative light, whereas the second group of people seemed to have a favourable impression of the lyrics, thus proving a general negative bias towards rap, perhaps stemming from some kind of underlying racism or biased judgment of rap music as a genre. Now, using that study, YoungBoy's lawyers managed to successfully convince the judge that using lyrics from YoungBoy's songs against him was unfair and futile, so all the lyrics were thrown out. It was also revealed in the lead up to trial that the operation to arrest YoungBoy was apparently titled Operation Never Free Again, an insanely biased name that seemed to paint a picture of federal agents doing anything they possibly could to take YoungBoy off the streets. YoungBoy would eventually face a trial for this gun charge in an LA court in July 2022, and during the trial, Mo Ganga, aka Lawyer for Workers, truly had his time to shine, as the budding social media lawyer would attend the courthouse and do full-blown court reporting on this case, revealing to the world fascinating details related to proceedings in the courtroom. For example, Mo reported that a juror was dismissed for being a huge YoungBoy fan and telling the judge that she was planning to let him off no matter what. Mo would take to Instagrams regularly throughout proceedings to give fans detailed updates.
YoungBoy jury has been picked. There were 12 individuals picked. There's one alternate. There was a total of about 50 people who were potential jurors. This one guy said, "I love YoungBoy. I follow him all the time. I'm definitely going to rule in his favor." He was excused. There were people who talked about being victims of gang violence that sent them to the emergency room and that they would have trouble ruling fairly in a gun case.
During the trial, YoungBoy would even be seen taking pictures with fans outside the courthouse, where he told reporters that he was feeling confident.
Oh, that's your entertainment lawyer. Okay. Hey, man, you got a great legal team out here. You got top in the game. How you feeling? You feel confident, right? Look, I mean, look at your fans. Your fans are all out here.
And he would regularly be mobbed by fans on the way into the building for trial.
boy like Michael Jackson, ain't he? God damn.
Clearly wanting to show love for the fans that had come out to show support, YoungBoy would be seen leaving the courthouse and hugging his fans before breaking loose and running from the crowd. Towards the end of the trial, YoungBoy would be seen walking into court with his team, all the while fans would hype him up for a not guilty verdict.
Top 5 is Kentrail, and the top is YB, is you, nigga. Do that, don't forget. You about to be free. As soon as they say not guilty, I'm gonna call my girl, tell her story of your titties.
And so, on July the 15th, 2022, news of the verdict.
I wasn't expecting that one, bro. Bro. I ain't never in life seen that much level of dick riding. And you know what's so crazier? I ain't even gonna be mad at dude for telling this girl to do it. I'm gonna be mad at the bitch for doing it. Cause that's who you doing it for? Him? Not YoungBoy. Bucko Axe. You doing all that for him? He's so weird, he probably bring that shit up in arguments like, bitch, bitch, I'm the nigga that got YoungBoy to see your titties, bitch. Like, he probably hitting that off in the argument. He on some weird shit. Weird timing.
Would break, with Mo Gangat going viral, being the very first person to break the news to rabid YoungBoy fans that had assembled outside the courthouse.
Everybody shut up! Just hold the camera up, don't lie!
We lied! Okay, what you gotta say?
The United States of America versus Kentrell Golden.
Kentrell?
AKA Lil Top. AKA YB.
Who is you to be even doing all that? I ain't gonna lie, that was a sweet ass chess move though. He got some clout tokens off of that. I gotta give him that.
Boy was found not guilty on all charges related to his Los Angeles arrest, and he would be seen outside the court after this big win with his arm around his lawyer, and later posing for a victory picture with his legal team captioned Dream Team. Mo Gangat would
Look, let me tell you who did all the work. The nigga with both of them billfolds in his hand. He did all the work. Them other niggas just called the play. He did all the leg work. Like in football terms. Okay, in basketball terms. He was Draymond Green. He did all the shit. Talked all the shit. Bucko right here with the checkered tie on. That was Steph. All them other niggas is but he was Draymond Green. He did all the bullshit.
And later posing for a victory picture with his legal team captioned Dream Team. Mo Gangat would even manage to interview YoungBoy personally outside the court, with YoungBoy announcing that he's got a big tour coming up.
Before this trial started, what did you think about your chances of getting the jury to return a not guilty verdict?
I had some strong
I had a confident feeling about some things inside my heart, but
You just beat the Feds. What would you want to say to your fans about what's next for YoungBoy Never Broke Again?
tour. What tour is next?
So, with that big legal win checked off the list, all that would remain for YoungBoy is to beat the original gun case that he caught at the Chopper City music video shoot in Baton Rouge. Now, YoungBoy has yet to face trial for this, and he still remains on house arrest in Utah as he awaits his day in court. But perhaps when the time comes, he will beat this case too, as his success rate in the courtroom is nothing to be trifled with. Or perhaps this might be the one charge that YoungBoy can't escape. For now, it's unknown. However, what is known is that even while on house arrest, problems would still mount up for YoungBoy. And despite his ability to diss his enemies and ops from Baton Rouge or Chicago without consequences, others wouldn't be so lucky. And soon, the rap beef that claimed the life of King Von would turn deadly once again, this time leading to the tragic death of one of Quando Rondo's closest friends. After going #1 from jail with Sincerely Kentrell and being released on house arrest in Utah, YoungBoy would get back to doing what he does best, recording and releasing music prolifically. In fact, he would drop project after project like somebody trying to speedrun their record deal. While on house arrest, he would drop a joint mixtape with his blood-affiliated industry mentor Birdman titled From the Bio, which charted at number 19. That was followed by the January 2022 mixtape Colors, releasing amid his public back and forth with Lil Durk. That project had the songs No Switch and Bring the Hook, which we discussed earlier, where YoungBoy extensively disses King Von and Lil Durk. On the project, YoungBoy would go a step further, teaming up with Quando Rondo on the song Gangster, with YoungBoy kicking things off by declaring that the industry doesn't like him because he's thugging and dangerous.
Nah,
An
y'all heard that
acknowledgement of
remix?
blacklisting that
With
he
Lover
feels he's
and Friends?
suffered since
Bah.
King Von's death. When Quando got on the mic, he would use the opportunity to send some more shots at Von and Durk, rapping that his ops have spent $300,000 trying to kill him, but they failed, and mocking King Von, rapping that Lil Tim is the biggest op and that he stepped on Von because he doesn't fight. The project commanded the attention of the whole rap community, who were following the beef with Durk. But despite strong sales, the project Colors would narrowly miss out on the top spot, going #2 on Billboard, losing out to Disney's Encanto soundtrack, but beating Gunna and The Weeknd. Apparently, YoungBoy was disappointed that Colors didn't go #1, and the following month he accused his record label of not supporting him and warning others not to sign to Atlantic. Clearly there was some tension brewing between YoungBoy and the label he signed to all the way back in 2017 after he beat his double attempted murder case. His ongoing beef with Lil Durk was attracting the wrong kind of attention, and it would seem that going forward into 2022, YoungBoy would quickly release a wave of projects, seemingly in a strategy to quickly free himself of the obligations of his original record deal. In March, he would drop another collaborative mixtape, this time with fellow body-beating rapper DaBaby, a mixtape with the tongue-in-cheek title Better Than You. This was a nod towards the internet trend for YoungBoy fans to comment YoungBoy better on any content posted by other artists. As the months went on, the tension between YoungBoy and Atlantic Records seemed to get more and more intense. Reportedly, Atlantic were trying to re-sign YoungBoy in a huge $25 million deal, which he duly turned down. According to DJ Academics, YoungBoy wanted to own his masters, and the label weren't having any of it.
There was a possibility he would have stayed at one point, but they weren't talking, because labels don't really believe in giving you ownership. They believe in only paying you to own you. Again, YoungBoy wanted to partner with Atlantic. He wanted to, hey, listen, we partner, but I own my work. Atlantic said, we'll give you more money. You'll never own your work. Not over here.
And all of this label politicking was clearly having a negative effect on YoungBoy's mental state. In May 2022, a DM leaks where YoungBoy seemingly says that he feels he's headed to jail or the grave soon. But in spite of his depression and collapsing relationship with his label, he would continue to drop music. In June 2022, the NBA crew released their group album Green Flag Activity, which predictably was back-to-back with lyrics from YoungBoy's crew, boasting about how they're armed and ready to kill for him. In August, YoungBoy would announce his 4th studio album, The Last Slimito, along with an Instagram post that seemed to suggest that this would be his last project with Atlantic, as well as describing himself as a
August 5th pre-order now. The new little talk with surprise features. Don't want to miss out with this classic. And APG. We came in the game, Mike Karen. I appreciate you for that phone call.
$60 million man, sparking intense speculation that he may have reached a deal to re-sign with Atlantic for an enormous sum. YoungBoy would also put out a cryptic statement suggesting that he never finished school, but he's finally finished his deal with Atlantic and calling this his last album. It was widely reported that this was indeed his last album with Atlantic, and that 30-track project would release on August the 5th, 2022. The last Slimito came with the aggressive track F the Industry, where YoungBoy appeared to call out Lil Durk for conspiring to turn the music industry against him, rapping that he's still going to die even with the industry on his side, even rapping that somebody is going to get killed if they don't kill him first. YoungBoy was clearly frustrated at the turmoil and how his rap beef with Von and Durk had affected his performance in the music industry, and no doubt YoungBoy would be upset by this album's performance. The Last Slimito landed on the charts at number 2, narrowly missing the top spot to Bad Bunny. Still, an amazing debut, but it's likely that YoungBoy saw his ongoing failure to land another #1 record as part of the music industry's conspiracy against him. However, unfortunately, the choosing of sides in the music industry would be the least of YoungBoy's worries, because after releasing The Last Slimito, later in August, tragedy would strike. After King Von was shot dead during the fight with YoungBoy's artist Quando Rondo, it would appear that a bounty was placed on Quando's head by King Von's surviving friends and affiliates in the Chicago street gang The Black Disciples. The main person who wanted to see Quando harmed was Lil Durk. Quando had already survived one assassination attempt at a gas station in Waycross, Georgia, with Lil Durk seemingly hinting towards being responsible, and Durk would seemingly continue to allude to his plans to have Quando killed in his music. On June the 3rd, 2022, Lil Durk says that he's trying to nail him, i.e. kill Quando, on Keep Dissing 2 with Boston Richie, going on to liken himself to King Von, rapping, "Bro got bodies, he's a demon child, I'm brothers to a devil." Sadly, the next attempt on Quando's life would be fatal. On August the 19th, 2022, just before 5:30 PM, while sitting in their SUV, Quando Rondo and his cousin Lil Pab would be the targets of an assassination attempt, as 3 masked gunmen would approach Quando Rondo's car whilst it was parked at a gas station near popular LA tourist destination the Beverly Center, where they opened fire. The police chief would later describe the shooters as having gotten out of a white car in dark clothing, opening fire and fleeing in what seemed to be a professional hit job.
They gassed up their vehicle, and as they were getting into their vehicle, a white car approached from the alley. 3 men got out of that car. They were in all dark clothing. They approached, fired numerous shots, and then left in that white car going eastbound in the alley north of Beverly. It does appear that we don't see any kind of argument or anything go on beforehand, so clearly these men came here with a mission in mind.
KCAL News would give viewers a good look at the alley where these shots were fired from, and Fox 11 News Los Angeles broke down the entire series of events, explaining that the shooting took place at the gas station.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. LA is one of them, if you ain't from out there, you wanna know what the fuck going on ass places, bro. Like, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm in there one time. I'm in South Central thinking I'm in a decent part. I only realized I was in a fucked up part. I started seeing spray paintings, liquor stores running rampant. You know, all the shit that show me signs of the hood. You feel me? So I'm already knowing I'm in the hood. I went to South Central for a music video shoot. Boom, after that shoot, boy, I said, fuck, let me ride past Slauson and where the Nipsey store at. It wasn't boarded up, it was gated off and shit. So I didn't really get to go to the Nipsey store, but I was in the 60s hood. Like I said, I'm seeing more spray painting. I'm seeing liquor stores. I actually did go to the liquor stores by Slauson. All my life, that's where I got my Henny from. It was on the liquor store by Slauson. I think I was on Slauson still, but I went a little way, but it was on Slauson. I'm like, oh, that's where I went after I went to the marathon store. But anyway, the shit I'm seeing, like, I just have context clues of hood. But if I ain't know no better, I think it'll be an alright part. When it comes to LA, when you look at a city like Chicago, when you look at a city like Detroit, LA look decent. Cause I had been to both of them places. I'm like, all right, this. But like I said, context clues on the hood, bro. On the hood part, bro. I'm like, shit, but I already know. If one nigga asks me, hey, where you from? It's over with. It's over with. Shit, I ain't gonna be able to. I gotta tell the truth, and I might still get my ass beat. You know, it is what it is. That's life.
Station. This was followed by an attempt to flee by Quando's entourage, where they drove a short distance before pulling over to seek medical attention for Lil Pab, who was hit.
So once that SUV is hit by the gunfire, they take off, they hit the gas, and they drive a few blocks away into West Hollywood. They wind up stopping over at Santa Monica and San Vicente, right in the very heart of West Hollywood. You know, over there by the sheriff's station, also by the West Hollywood Park. They pull over there because the wounds to the man who was hit inside the Escalade too severe. He's bleeding. They pull over. 911 is called. Paramedics rush in. They take the injured man who's hit by gunfire to the ER. He does not make it, does not survive.
This essentially created two separate crime scenes, the scene of the shooting and the scene where Quando's car stopped, with a KTLA-5 helicopter putting surveillance on both of those scenes soon after the incident. According to KCAL, a pedestrian flagged down sheriff's deputies who begun to help Quando and the wounded Lil Pab in a tragic scene that was captured on camera.
And that's where sheriff deputies were then flagged down by a pedestrian during rush hour on a Friday, right around 5:30. They found the victim with a gunshot wound and inside of a black Cadillac Escalade. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital. That is where we are told he died. His identity currently being withheld until family is notified.
Quando Rondo would be filmed by passers-by, breaking down at the scene and screaming in disbelief as his wounded friend Lil Pab is pulled from the car and given CPR, with this heartbreaking scene quickly going viral and being broadcast on most major news outlets.
Hey bro, do me a favor. Somebody got shot, bro.
I'm pressed.
I get it, but just, can I get some space, please? Hold on. Talk to my partner, okay? I'm gonna help you out. I
Hospital as a result of his injuries, leaving Quando devastated, not just at the scene, but in later social media posts memorializing his close friend and cousin. Reporters would immediately attend the scene, reporting details and filming the scene whilst crime scene investigators continued to work. The news would later report that the police were looking for 3 shooters.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in 1 car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
They're getting gas when all of a sudden the windows are blown out by gunfire. They're under attack by bullets flying all over the place. See all those white evidence markers on the ground? Each one of those is by a shell casing. Gives you an idea how many rounds are fired. Police say in that alleyway the white vehicle pulls up, 3 men get out, and they start firing at will, blasting away, targeting that black SUV, the rapper, and his second person inside.
It ended at Santa Monica Boulevard. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. 1 man inside, a member of Ronto's entourage, had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, gang. Make sure y'all get to. We gonna finish the rest of this. It's a 6-hour fucking video, but I want the last one. To kind of be action packed in a sense, with the last 2 chapters in there. Got about an hour worth of documentary left, but you know, I'm already knowing how long this already gonna be, and y'all watched the hour, but shit, I know y'all ain't gonna watch the whole fucking 9. You know what I'm saying? You know, but shout out to the people that make it to the end. I didn't say here got drunk as hell. Not gonna lie to y'all. So put Gold Jose Quavo in the comment section. It's your boy Snort, man. I'm gone, man.